Prepare to witness poetry in flight, written through smoke and speed. Here, innovation sparks imagination, friendships take flight, and every journey finds its wings. Your adventure starts now. Welcome to FSExpo.
We came to FSExpo 2024
to network with other developers and communities,
engage with the flight simmers,
connect with people.
This is the biggest expo in the world.
to meet flight sim enthusiasts,
biggest conglomeration of our hobby.
And this great adrenaline rush that we provide.
and to promote the hobby of flight simulation.
And we're so excited to come here.
My favorite part of FSExpo.
Meet new people, explore new stuff.
It's also great to be able to give feedback to the developers about their upcoming products.
Have a look at the hardware.
The wonderful people.
Getting to connect with people.
Connecting people.
It gets together our entire hobby. I'd like to see next year's FSExpo come to LA, come home with me.
I think California would be a great next location. San Diego, somewhere on the coast.
Maybe Chicago.
Bahamas.
Texas. Why not?
Florida, somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. Well, Florida is closer to home.
California. Yeah.
Welcome to the FSExpo 2025.
Welcome to FSExpo 2025.
Welcome to the FSExpo 2025.
Welcome to 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 FSExpo 2025 in San Diego, California.
Live here in Austin.
In Los Angeles.
In Chicago, Illinois.
In Miami, Florida.
Right here in the Bahamas. How good is that?
Spokane, Washington.
Live from Washington, D.C.
I like that new logo.
So I'm at this wedding in California. It's January, it's beautiful weather, great scenery. It was a really fun wedding. It's actually one of the volunteers who's here with us this weekend. And so I don't know anyone at this wedding, obviously, but that's cool. So they put me at like the flight simmers table. Great, I can make some friends, I can make conversation, no problem. So I walk up to the table, a couple guys sitting there, and I'm like, hey, I'm Evan. And the one guy, still sitting down, goes, I know who you are, and I've got a bone to pick with you. I'm like, where's that lady with the champagne again? And he looks up at me and he goes, why did you put the show in Providence? Welcome to Flight Sim Expo 2025, everybody. My name is Evan. I'm one of the co-founders of Flight Simulation Association. Haven't even done anything yet. And we are the folks who put on this show. We are so glad to have you here, whether you got here by plane, by train, or by automobile. We hope you appreciate some of the value of bringing the show to this region. Amongst other things, our first show here in the northeastern part of the United States, easily accessible by plane or by train or drivable for about a third of the US population. And on top of a whole bunch of other benefits, they told me recently that the city of Providence actually has the biggest number of restaurants per square mile of anywhere in the country. To which I was like, yeah, but it's Rhode Island. You don't have a lot of square miles. But, you know, whatever. I don't think I was supposed to say that part. The other really fun part about our 6th annual show here is that we are in a convention center. So that's different than what you've seen in the past. And instead of all being in one physical room, in one physical venue, you had the option to kind of choose your own adventure. So you had a variety of different hotel price points and options. You can walk around a little bit more than what we had last year in the Vegas heat. That kind of thing is what we're going for 2025. And so if you were at our show last year, you're going to see in our post-event survey a question about which of those two styles you like better. So over the next couple of days, as you get to experience the show, think about this year's model versus last year and tell us what you like better, because we'd love to know. I'm going to talk for a moment to the live stream. Is this what you do in 2025? You pause, they think the stream is frozen, then they pay attention. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for watching us. If you're watching with us on our YouTube channel, through Flight Sim Expo Online, with Moose, with FS Elite, with FlightSim.to, any of our other media partners, or you may also be watching with Squirrel, who, by the way, is like watching and commenting along at home. So if you want to hang out with somebody and watch along with that commentary, just search the Squirrel channel over on YouTube. Everything that's happening here on FSExpo Friday is available for you for free. Starting tomorrow and for Sunday, we invite you to purchase access to Flight Sim Expo Online. It is $15, get you access to all of our stage content tomorrow and Sunday, as well as a walk through the exhibit hall. That is available at flightsimexpo.com/watch. $15 purchase, free for FSA captains, and welcome back room. For all of you in the room, you also get access to that online event. So everything that happens today, all of our stage content tomorrow and Sunday, all available to you live or on demand, because I know you can't be in multiple places at once. So that's included with your in-person tickets and something that you're definitely able to watch back. Talk about a couple quick logistics points. Restrooms, the best choices are immediately outside, just in that direction, or if you go out and sort of that way along the hallways, there are some additional restrooms. We've actually converted some restrooms on this side to male, so if you go out and go that way, you'll find plenty of different options there for you. Water stations are located throughout the room, couple water bubblers around the corners. Please bring your own reusable water bottle. You will also have access to those all weekend. You can go to the X-Plane booth. You can buy a commemorative water bottle there, but you also have the ability to fill up your own bottles throughout the weekend, courtesy of X-Plane. And our emergency exits, if you head out the doors on the corners, so those doors or those doors go straight across the hall. There are another set of doors down some stairs if you're able, and that's the best emergency exit from this area. So we are on the FSExpo Friday stage, the biggest stage in Flight Sim. We've got a series of new announcements coming up from some developers here in person, as well as some video trailers and a few surprises along the way. A couple quick breaks in there for you, but it is go, go, go for sure. Immediately following that is our welcome reception happening right outside on that 5th floor terrace. Free drinks sponsored by Feel there. And then for my FSA captains, who is purchased a ticket to the banquet? I can't really see you, but hands up. Very nice. So the banquet is sold out. Thank you for those hands. Thank you for selling out that banquet. That happens at 7. You can try for any walk-in tickets, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be sold out. So thank you all for the support for that. Again, banquet 7 o'clock in our junior ballroom. So you're going to go out these doors, hang a right, and you'll find the sign for the banquet. So that's today. Going to be a full day. Starting on Saturday and Sunday, Everything happens on the 3rd floor. So on the floor where you got your badges, nothing's happening up here. All of our exhibits, our seminars, our workshops, all happen in the 3rd floor in one big room. Also curious to see what you think about that. 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. tomorrow and 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Sunday. It is a really cool looking room. I'm gonna ask you to give our exhibitors the time and the space they need to get set up. They're doing a lot of work for you tomorrow, so don't spoil the surprise. Stay out of the exhibit hall and watch it tomorrow morning or see it tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. If you want to go ahead and scan that QR code up on the screen behind me or visit flightsimexpo.com/app on your mobile phone. That is our mobile app where you can access everything you need to know about the show. Schedule, floor plan, add-ons information, what you're registered for. It's all available to you right in the palm of your hand, flightsimexpo.com/app. Best way to check the schedule while you're here on site. Something I never do during the show is eat lunch, and I have no excuse because there is a concession stand tomorrow and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. in the exhibit hall. You can check out the menu there at flightsimexpo.com/menu. Really affordably choiced and priced items for anyone who's looking for lunch. Just know it does close at 1:30. So breakfast and lunch right up until 1:30 tomorrow. Other important points, coffee. Where are my coffee drinkers out there? So Brian from Say Intentions, good partner of ours this year, was asking, hey, like, what can we do for the show? And I'm like, listen, you make air traffic control software, controllers, pilots, we all love coffee. Why don't you buy the attendees a cup of coffee? And that's what he's done. So tomorrow and Sunday, 8:30 till 10 a.m., enjoy a free cup of coffee, tea, as you walk into the exhibit hall. You will have seen those tables downstairs as you walked up, so that's where to go. Talk about a few of our other really big partners. Navigraph, Orbix, and PMDG are 3 Diamond Plus sponsors, the folks who really do carry the 3 biggest costs of this show. I'm going to start with Navigraph, the folks who brought these amazing lanyards for us this year. One of the changes we made in response to your feedback is that all of the attendees and our sponsors, our media partners, we've all got blue lanyards, just like me, but our exhibitor delegates have white lanyards. So the idea is you're looking at a big crowd of people in the exhibit hall. The white lanyards are the people who are actually the exhibitors at the booth. So that was a change this year that we made in response to your feedback. Up next, Orbix, the folks who bought us these awesome badges. These badges are designed with your airport code right on them, so it's an easy way for you to go and make conversation. You know, hey, you're from there, well, I'm from there too, or I used to fly out of that airport, or I used to live there. Really easy way to start making conversation with other attendees, and we thank Orbix for helping to cover that cost. And finally, PMDG, sponsors of our event program guide. So tomorrow, if you're not a big app fan, you'll have access to the printed program guide. It's got our schedule, our floor plan, all the event details, all for you in a printed format. You'll be able to pick that up from registration starting tomorrow morning. And they're joined by our other group of diamond sponsors, the folks who really make this event possible. When we first started Flight Sim Expo back in 2018, we used to have to run the show and then do the numbers and then start looking at the next year. Now, because of their support and because of all of you coming out to these shows, we're in a place where we can actually do that in advance. And so we will know where and when the next year's show is, so we can announce it here at Flight Sim Expo. So with that in mind, I'm going to share that the dates and location for Flight Sim Expo 2026 are being announced on Sunday. Somebody said it out there too. That was good. Whoever called that one. I don't know why you like me. I do this all the time. Yes, so it's Sunday at 2:30 Eastern. It'll be downstairs on the community stage. If you're not here in person, you'll be able to watch it through the online event or free on YouTube as well. I'll talk more about why we go where we go, how we decided where next year's show is going to be, share with you the results of our survey, and we'll announce the details. That being said, there is an Easter egg or two hidden around the show for anybody who's paying close attention. Speaking of people who make the show possible, let's talk about our amazing Flight Sim Expo ground crew. These are the folks wearing these red t-shirts like you see me in up on the stage here. These are attendees of the show. They have paid to be here, and in addition to that, they're volunteering their time, helping out at registration, helping make today possible, and doing all of the things that I don't want to do. So on behalf of them and the amazing work that they do, I just wanted to just shout them out, but also remind you, they're going to be out there in the exhibit hall, trying the simulators, enjoying the show. This is their show, just like it's your show. So do expect to see them out there. I always get mad when they spend too much time helping and not enough time simming. And alongside our ground crew, of course, want to thank all of our sponsors, our exhibitors, media partners, our speakers, and all of you for making the show possible. So let's give ourselves and everybody a big round of applause for making the show happen. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. This is Flight Sim Expo 2025, and we are kicking things off with the biggest stage in Flight Sim, our series of new product announcements from developers near and far. That'll be getting started here in just a couple moments with one of our diamond sponsors that I want to spend a couple minutes talking about. Parallel 42 has done 3 really cool things for the show this year. The first thing is they paid us a lot of money. That's a good thing, right? Yeah, that's a really good thing. The second thing is they brought us an airplane. Now, you following this show, you've been talking to me, you know that I really want to see more real-world aviation at this event. I want to see aircraft manufacturers, airlines, flight schools. I want to see that stuff happening at Flight Sim Expo, and it's been something we've always struggled with, getting real-world aviation to see the value, the training benefit, all that can be done with what we do here in Flight Sim. For the first time this year, we have Patriot Aircraft, the actual aircraft makers, here at the show, courtesy of Parallel 42. They built their airplane, they put the wings on it, literally in the exhibit hall, and you'll be able to see that alongside the digital twin of the aircraft in the Parallel 42 booth. So that's something that we've never had before, and that's a definite win for the show. We super appreciate them for that. And Ed, if you want to join me on stage, excuse me, the other big thing they've done for us is they are kicking off FSExpo Friday. This is Ed Correa from Parallel 42 joining me up on the stage now. Don't applaud him. He hasn't even done anything yet. They're too nice, man. Yeah, they really are. Anyway, they are kicking off FSExpo Friday. When I was talking to Edson about like what could we do, what were they going to do at the show, they really wanted to be first. And I said, listen, Edson, if you're going to be first on FSExpo Friday, you need to have a pretty darn good presentation. And he said, yeah, we're going to have a good presentation. So I hope I've set the bar high enough for you all weekend. I cannot wait for tomorrow morning. But for now, let's kick off FSExpo Friday. Over to you, Ed.
Thanks, Evan. And yeah, Edson's really set me up to as the first one up, so let's see how we go. Ed Correa, Head of Operations at Parallel 42, and good afternoon all. It's great to be here. We always love coming to the Expo. And Evan and Phil and the team, they do a fantastic job, and we're quite proud to be here supporting the event. I'm just going to run through a few product updates for you, some of our current lineup, and a special announcement that Eds will be making later on as well. First up, Chaseplane. This is our most recent release, and it's a replacement for the camera system in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Think of it as a jailbreak of the camera, and released back in March. We initially released this to our Club 42 members. I'll have more on Club 42 later on. But essentially, we put it out there as a stress test before we went into our general release. Chaseplane is not new to Flight Sim. In fact, it's actually celebrating its 8th birthday this year. Most of it's been spent in the FSX and Prepare days. So what is Chaseplane? I'm probably going to do a quick survey here because it's actually a Microsoft Flight Simulator product. So I get a show of hands. Who's actually on Microsoft Flight Simulator? All right, quite a fair few of you. How many of you, keep them up, who's heard of Chaseplane? Who here is using Chaseplane? All right, we've got a bit of work to do, and thank you for those who are supporting us.
We need it in 2024.
Yeah, we're getting there, don't worry. We're getting there, don't worry. So what's the big deal? I'm not going to go through all the features of Chaseplane. You can see that on the website. But I'll just talk about some of the key features that it has over the default camera system. First up is cinematics. This mode allows you to observe your aircraft in flight. Think of it as an airline commercial. Only one button, and all the shots are automated. No configuration, and it works for all aircraft. Next up is unlimited views. As we know with Microsoft Flight Simulator, we are limited to 10 views inside of the aircraft. And you don't have the ability to set up views outside or anywhere in the world. With Chaseplane, we fixed that. Unlimited views inside and outside of the cockpit, and as well as positioning them anywhere outside of the aircraft and anywhere in the world. Physics-based cameras. This adds the human touch to what you see. a lot of information can be communicated from the motion of the camera, and the default system does not quite do this. With Chaseplane, you can configure multiple types of cameras that convey a different feel. And lastly, we've got flyby. Probably the one most requested feature when Microsoft released. And this is all part of Chaseplane as well. Accessible with a single key, and also built-in tower view. Give you a different perspective of the flyby. So that's where we are today with Chaseplane. I'd like to introduce on stage Technical Director and Co-founder of Parallel 42, Kevin Menard, to give us an update as to what's going on.
Thank you, Ed. All right. Well, I'm here today to talk to you about the next update that we have for Chaseplane, the FSExpo update. So all of what Ed showed you, you can have today, but since the release of Chaseplane in 2020, around 3.5 months ago, we learned a lot from the users. The feedback has been great. So this update brings the most requested features to Chaseplane. So I'm gonna walk you through a little bit of those today. So the first one is a major refactoring. I thought this, the video is frozen, but the airframe here is what I think is the best description of how it works under the hood. So what I've done since the release of Chaseplane was to recode a lot of the code behind the cockpit camera. There was a lot of things that weren't quite right, and the users were reporting issues, and we worked through that and made a major refactoring. It also allowed us to gain some performance in many areas. Second thing is Tobii eye tracker. It's one of the top items that people have been requesting for Chaseplane to support Tobii eye tracker. So we added support for that. We have the Tobii guys as well. I don't know if they're in the room, but I know they're downstairs. And yeah, so official Tobii support. It's officially supported and licensed by Tobii, and that's going to be coming into the Chaseplane update as well. Next is named shortcuts. So the thing with views, and when you create views, is that you end up with different views for different planes, right? You have pilot, you have co-pilot, but sometimes you might have MCDU, you might have FMC. And assigning control assignments to those can be quite complicated, right, or cumbersome. Because when you hop into a new plane, you might have to assign those manually one by one. In this update, we bring back something that you guys had in the P3D days, which is named shortcuts. So you can tell the system, basically, anything that has the word pilot in it, just do number pad 1, and it's going to cycle through them, right? Same for number pad 2, or whatever you decide to assign. So it assigns them by name instead of just one by one. And if you're a wizard, you can also do some regular expression, which is incredibly powerful. All right. How many people know how to use regex here? All right, it's for you guys. It's for you guys. The next thing is custom cinematics. One of the things that we heard a lot is people want to add their own views to the cinematic sequence, which was not possible up until now in the current version of Chaseplane. Not only can you select views to be included in the cycle, you can also, the cinematic engine will also generate some motion in the internal views like this one. Next thing is quick actions. So one of the tickets that we get very often is how can I delete view in bulk, right? Because the process right now is you go into the view, you scroll to the bottom, you press the delete button. One thing that people don't know, and maybe we should make a bit more obvious, is if you hold some of the control keys on the keyboard, you have access to this entire list of commands. So you can easily save a view, duplicate a view, delete a view, share a view. And the new one that we've added is Views and Cinematic. So from the Views list directly, you can just hit the Control-Shift key and just click the ones that you want to add to cinematics. So for everyone who wonder how to delete a bunch of views in a row, just do Control and Alt, and that's the easy way to do it. Next thing is better imports. So in the current system, you had to import internal and external views separately. In this new update, you have a tab at the top, but if you press on Import All, it asks you, do you want to replace the existing views or do you want to add to them, right? So when you're setting up a new plane, it makes things a lot faster and a lot simpler to understand. Next thing is spot view adjustment. So the default sim has the airplane kind of in the lower third at the bottom. Chaseplane has it centered, similar to what we had in the FSX and P3D days. In this update, you'll be able to replicate this kind of lower third or bottom of the screen type of centering, right? So that's something we had requests for. That's something that's in this new update for Chaseplane. So that's the FSExpo update. This is how many features? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a dozen that we just don't have enough time to talk about today, but were frequently requested online. Starting with this update, we'll be doing 2 channels. There's going to be the stable channel and the experimental channel. We heard that a lot of people want their sim to be stable, and it's totally understandable, right? Especially with a camera system, you want your cameras to be flawless. So we'll have a stable channel for those folks, but there's also a bunch of folks that want to experiment with the latest features and have feature requests that we put in kind of last minute, and then we send them a build. And so experimental is going to be for that purpose. Next week. This is coming next week. We need a little bit of time to, go back home and actually press the buttons. We don't want to be here and people having issues and we're not home to fix them. So next week. The next thing is an obvious one. Ed kind of alluded to it. Oh, you heard some comments earlier.
2024.
2024 when? Well,
Next week.
well, it would have been included in, we have an internal build working on our computers at home. It needs some finessing, okay? So the camera motion works great, but there are some things that we absolutely need to fix before we put it out there in your guys' hand. But there's no blockers. It's just a matter of time. As soon as it's ready, we'll kick it out on the experimental channel, and you guys will have access to it.
Nice.
So this is all we have for Chaseplane right now. I'll send it back to Ed for the continuation.
So exciting stuff there with the 2024 update for Chaseplane. Thanks, Kevin. As he said, he's going to go back home and we'll lock him up in his basement studio so he can continue working on that. And while he's finishing up Chaseplane for 2024, we'll have a quick update on Flow. So a highly intuitive and easy to navigate interaction wheel for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And like Chaseplane, we've got a working build in 2024, but we still need to do a bit of that finessing and get it ready for release. And once it's there, we'll be there for you. Just quickly touching on our scenes, so our destinations for bush pilots. Apologies. There we go. The last 7 months, we've been spending a bit of time in bringing in our scenes from 2020 to 2024. First couple of releases was Circle B and Widow's Peak. In the coming weeks, we'll have Bush Plane Campout and Mexican Mountain. These are complete reworks of the 2020 counterparts and adding a whole lot of interactive elements that the new sim has brought in. And following that, we'll also have Hogsback Ranch coming out. So that's it with the scenes. Next, we're going to bring it up, Club 42. I mentioned it before with Chaseplane as an initial release to those members. Club 42 is quite simply a loyalty program, a transparent loyalty program that doesn't sit behind an obscure point system. The barrier to entry is simply just buying from our website. By buying direct, you support us as the developers. Once you've spent $42 on software purchases, you automatically become a member. And as a member, a couple of benefits is getting that first access to the new releases, as well as a automatic discount on all purchases, including new releases. Was 5%, but as of today, we're 10%. Move on to aircraft. So last August, we announced a partnership with Patriot Aircraft. And to talk more about it, I'd like to introduce Edson Soriano, Managing Director and co-founder of Parallel 42, to the stage.
Mic check, mic check. Okay, we're good. Hey, buddy, hold this for me. Oh my God, he has a name. Of course, it's Groundfield. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome. Wakey, wakey. Let's do this. We're going into aircraft. About 10 minutes ago, we announced our partnership with Patriot Aircraft to bring to you the Super Patriot Mark II into Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. We've been silent. It's just our style. I'm not keen on sharing updates saying, look, we rendered this screw or we rendered the left wheel. So we just kind of work in silence and we grind. I'm really happy to say that we are nearing a point where we are reaching the final stages of 3D design. So we'll be reviewing the 3D with the aircraft manufacturer. And the cool thing is, we're actually doing that here, live, on site. As we were told earlier, the actual aircraft is inside the convention center on the show floor at booth 412. And along with the aircraft, we've got a station set up where we have the actual Super Patriot Mark II by Parallel 42 in the sim for you to walk around and explore. So you'll be right under the wing of the real aircraft and able to navigate around the virtual one. And we invite you to come by and do that. You'll be in avatar mode, you can walk around, explore. We've got different variations of the aircraft and different liveries in a bit of a virtual showroom. If you do find something, now is the time to tell us this looks different or this doesn't match. Like I said, we're kind of at that final review stage. Alongside the aircraft, we do have our friends from Patriot here with us. So you'll be able to ask any technical questions about the aircraft itself. Maybe you are an aspiring real-world aviator that is looking to get into backcountry flying, or maybe you're a current aviator and looking to get into something fresh and new. I would like to introduce onto the stage with us today Mr. Don Wade, President of Patriot Aircraft. Now, Don's going to tell you guys a little bit about what makes the... Whoa! They cut you off, bro. They got me on now. They don't want him talking at all. All right, first of all, if you can't really tell, I'm from LA. Anybody think, you realize that? It's called Lower Alabama, okay? LA. Anyway, we're so proud to be here. You know, when Edson approached us about 3D modeling and putting it into the flight sim program, you know, I'm not a flight sim guy. I'm just no redneck boy from Alabama. I'm a guy that builds airplanes, and I like to refer to myself and my brother, well, we're anal assholes, okay? Anal assholes. And I have met my match with this team. And the reason for it, because when you come down and see the airplane, you know, like yesterday, they hadn't let me see the program. You know, I'll see little snippets of it, but I almost cried. Edson, I mean, the team, Kevin, Ed, you got to come check it out over there at 412. But the whole thing, you know, I'm looking at the screw. Yes.
See the line there?
What's I got to do?
Well, you got to be in the spotlight.
What?
There you go.
Now look.
Everyone can see you now.
All right. Well, I want to ask you a question. You see this shiny head right here? I'm blinding you, right? So maybe I should back up. No, this. Thank you, Edson. But anyway, the details of the little screws, the placement of everything, it's just absolutely been incredible. You know, again, like you said, there's some details that probably need to be refined.
but you have to look hard to find them. And it's just truly impressive what your team has done. I'm proud to be a fellow anal asshole, okay? So, but anyway, again, come by, see it, check it out. We'll be glad to answer any questions you got. But the main thing is I got this shirt, and it's got kitty cats on it. Got bought from the mall over here, and I was told that I need to try to put in 5 meows. So y'all want to go meow with me?
Meow.
Right meow. Come on, come on, come on. Meow. Right meow. Meow. Meow, meow, meow. So I did 6. You're cut, man. Look at the time. I love it, man. I got to go. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you coming by and seeing this. Come by and see us.
All right, so I don't think my mic is working anymore. Mic check, mic check.
Good stuff.
Mic check. Nope. All right, well.
Come on.
Yeah.
You need mine? They still got me mic'd up back here.
Mic check, mic check.
Meow. Meow.
All right, here we go. Freedom Fox and Fox 2. Let's talk about this update. In 2020, we released our first aircraft, and we did it in collaboration with Trent Palmer. We're really excited about how that release has gone. It rose very quickly to become a top-rated aircraft, where it has stayed since its release, and we have you all to thank for it. You trusted us on our first, and we're excited to be bringing you our second aircraft, even though we squeezed a vehicle in there with the Juice Goose. But I'm excited to say that there are some changes to our status update for 24 for this product line. We originally announced that the Freedom Fox and Fox 2 would be 2024 compatible, which would essentially allow you to use the aircraft in the same way that you expected it to work in 2020. Small change. As of today, we're actually changing that status to the Freedom Fox and Fox 2 package will go 2024 native-ish. There's a small ish there. It is not a complete rebuild, but it is a significant update. We'll be adding EFB tablet support. We'll be adding the new avionics G3X V2. We'll be adding some career mode support to it and some really cool walk-around support as well. So we're excited to change the status on that product. If you purchase the complete package, you know that that comes with some sceneries as well. Those sceneries are going to go full native. So those sceneries are being rebuilt. We've got 2 out of 4 done, and the aircraft is currently being worked on. So this update will be free. If you own the package, you will get the 2024 native-ish update for free.
Yes.
So. Oh no. There's one more thing. We've been quiet, but we've been working. Like I said, this is just the way we operate. We've partnered with someone familiar to bring you something new. And that's been under wraps until today, until this moment.
Is there sound? Wait. No. We need sound. Still no sound. Meow?
All right, we're working on the sound. We'll have it in a second. So just everyone, meow, right? Meow.
Now here we go.
Sounds good. Here we go.
Oh, okay. We good? We can do it? No?
I lied.
Meow. Now here we go.
This is why we're first, right?
Yeah. We're gonna delay everyone after this. You do me a thumbs up when I can press the button.
They're in experimental mode.
Yeah, right? That's it.
This is not the stable branch.
We tested for this, but we didn't test for the sound. Kind of the important part.
Meow.
Well, Don, you can come up. I mean, we can,
What's up?
you know, it's an important moment.
Can I come up?
Yeah, of course.
There we go.
Is that working?
Is that your sound?
Wait. No. They need to be synchronized. They're not synchronized. No. The one more thing is there. The one more thing is there. I think we got something right here. You guys are ready? Wait, no. No. Hold on. Do that again. Go back. Okay, we'll let the eyes wiggle a little bit because that's going to break things otherwise. Hold on. Do that again. Go back. We'll let the eyes wiggle a little. It's going to break things otherwise. Hold on.
That was like a roller coaster.
What is up, guys? I am so sad I couldn't make it to the FSExpo, but we got big news. I got the Parallel 42 guys out here, and we are going to be bringing my plane to the sim. That is happening soon.
You got your mic, Ed? I think so. How about?
Yeah, you got it.
All right. Obviously, Trent Palmer doesn't know what soon means in the flight sim world. So we're going to wrap up pretty quickly. We'll be on the floor. We'll be walking the floor. Come and say hi. Introduce yourself. Don't be shy. And thanks very much. And have a good weekend, all.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's hear it for Parallel 42. All right, guys, welcome to Flight Sim Expo. My name is Mustafa. If you don't know me, I stream on Twitch. My real name is Mike, or you can call me Moose. But I'm going to be kind of hosting the rest of the afternoon here for you guys as we do these Friday announcements. The biggest stage in Flight Sim, and I was promised that it's not called the biggest stage in Flight Sim because I'm big. So I do have slant H by my name to signify I'm a slant heavy. That's fine, that's fine. So welcome, everybody. First of all, anyone here is active duty military or a veteran? Would you put your hand up? Yeah, just give them a hand. Thank you for your service. So I want to invite you, who's ever active duty military or veteran, we're going to have on Saturday at 9:30 in the morning at the community stage. There is a gentleman, and I can't remember his name, so I'm pulling it up right now. Robert Connolly III, who's a retired colonel in the Army, is hosting a community stage event for bringing veterans and members of the military together in Flight Sim. So you don't want to be a part of that panel discussion. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. You're going to see me between the show as we go through this, but it's going to be rapid fire today. So I'm going to come back and give you some breaks occasionally. I'll come up and fill if we have any issues. But right now, we're going to move on to our next presenter. Welcome Navigraph to the stage.
Can you guys hear me okay? Yes. A little louder. A little louder? A little louder? 1, 2, 1, 2. A little louder yet? Okay. I can make out that it seems like we're a full house here, and it's really exciting to be here. Phil, Evan, it's quite a show that you're putting on. I think this year is more professional than ever, actually. You should see backstage. We got sofas, we got drinks, and all that stuff. Anyways, my name is Magnus Axel. I'm the CEO of Navigraph. Join me on the stage here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. On stage, I have my longtime sidekick and also the CTO of Navigraph, Stephen O'Connell. And from New Zealand, Alex Cutforth, software developer. And we're here today to give you a product feature reveal. Actually, not one and not two, but three. But you got to pay close attention because they're all hidden in the next set of slides here that are coming. In the off chance that you don't know about Navigraph, we're a company that started roughly 20 years ago. We're providing the flight simulator enthusiasts out there with navigation data, charts, and flight planning services. We are located in Stockholm, Sweden, and we have, over the last couple of years, become roughly 45 members on the team, and some of which are here today, actually. Would you mind getting up? These people here will be walking the floor, and they will also be in booth 503. We pride ourselves with a close collaboration and close connection with the community, as you know. And we would really like for you guys to come to the booth and talk to us. What is it that you need? How do you fly? Is there something missing? Is there something we can help you with? You're also welcome to our support forum online on navigraph.com and our Discord channel and at other trade shows just like this. So whenever you see someone in this shirt, feel free, walk up, say hello. Right. So what is it that Navigraph do, really? Well, the clicker. Do you have it? There we go. Some people refer to us as the Navigraph, but actually we do have a couple of parts and components to it. I think most people are familiar with our charts. Navigraph charts is akin to Google Maps, you might say. There's an interactive component in that you can zoom and click and discover our charts, but we also have separate maps for IFR and VFR pilots. Navigation data, as crucial to the baker as flour. Engines don't run without gas, so navigation data is something that we have, which is basically the foundation for all flight simming as well. Flight planning. You guys probably know about SimBrief. You can do pretty complex flight planning in there. But illustrated here on this chart, you see also the auto-route function that we have in Navigraph charts, which might come in handy. You can also move these waypoints around if you do VFR planning, so check that out as well. Performance calculation is also a thing. An initiative that is coming later this year is flight training. It's a set of free courses that you're going to be able to find on YouTube, accompanied with an e-learning system. The guy here on the picture is Martin Tranquel, and he, along with Jason, will be giving a presentation tomorrow at 11 o'clock at the FS Elite stage. You don't want to miss that. Well, without further ado, let's have the year in review and then get on with the reveal. Stephen.
Thank you, Magnus. So before we go to the next segment, let's do a brief review of the past 12 months from Navigraph. At last FSExpo in Las Vegas, we announced this feature, live traffic and ATC networks, which was later released late last year. We started off with BATSIM and IVAO integrations. We're very thankful for their collaboration with us on this feature. Since then, we've been issuing updates, feature updates, and stability improvements. It's still technically in beta, but we are not far away from calling it a production release. We also hope to add other data networks soon. Also, last fall, we integrated SimBrief Dispatch fully into Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, making it even easier to plan a flight without leaving the simulator window itself.
A little louder. Louder.
Louder. Then came FS 2024, also in November, which we were very excited about. Just a couple of days later, we released EFB apps for the new 2024 EFB, both for charts and SimBrief. A little later, we also started providing navigation data updates for the new simulator. And a few months ago, we announced this new feature, Scratch Pads, providing the ability to quickly write down notes. There has been a slight delay in the release of this feature. We realized that we needed to do some groundwork, technical groundwork in our app before we were able to release this. This is now almost done, so we hope to release Scratch Pads sometime after the summer holidays. Just last month, we released a major SimBrief update, which included a brand new route calculator engine, which provides the ability to avoid predefined areas, to easily add oceanic tracks. It has instant map previews. You can choose SIDS and stars, and also visualize SIDS and stars. We're very proud to continue our support with other partners in the community, with supporting them with nav data, charts, and airport mapping and flight planning. These are some of the releases of aircraft, simulators, and tools during the last year where Navigraph has been integrated. Feature reveal. Okay, so this is actually something we didn't plan to mention now originally, as we have other feature reveals coming in just a minute. But this is really hot off the press, and we're excited to tell you about it. So we have just signed an agreement with Rogers Data, an Austrian company well known in Europe to provide VFR ICAO charts or sectionals. These charts are used in the real world by commercial and private pilots, in general aviation, and also by a training organization and flight schools. For some years now, these charts are used also in PPL theory exams by some aviation authorities. And we're happy to announce that these VFR charts, covering the entire Europe, will be available in the Navigraph Charts app at no additional cost for unlimited subscribers. When? We don't have an exact release date yet to give you, as this is very new, but we already started working on the integration, and we're super excited about this new feature. Okay, so that was the first product reveal. Let's see what else we got for you. And after that, I'll hand over to Alex.
Audio again.
Could we have audio?
It was working this morning.
Meow.
It is.
It is? Yeah.
Let's retry it again. If not, I guess we just...
Should I try? Yes.
KLM 125, clear to land, runway 4 right. Clear to land, 4 right, KLM 125. KLM 125, make left on Romeo, November, cross 22 right, now 0.9. Left on Romeo, November, cross 22 right, contact. Left on Bravo, right on Charlie, right on Alpha, to Terminal Echo.
Yes!
Thank you so much. I don't think I was quite prepared for how enthusiastic of a response that was going to be. So, taxiway routing is the latest feature for charts we have started working on. Myself, I fly on networks, and quite often I might forget which holding point I was meant to stop at and breeze right through. No more. No more. So, first step of planning your route is selecting your start and end points. Right now, these are either gates or runway exits and entries. The gates modal is similar to the network's gates list we have right now for live traffic. They are categorized by terminals, and intersections are categorized by runway. When you open a section, it'll automatically zoom in on the map and highlight the terminal. As you can see, we've got O'Hare up here with colors for each terminal. When you have your own ship position enabled through Symlink, your start points will be automatically added to you, because we want this feature to be a workload reducer mainly. The main way you plan your route is through the taxiway selector. The dashed line you see will always show the shortest path through the taxiways you have chosen. You can also select the holding points you want to stop at along the way, and you can filter them using the input field. If you're not interested in choosing your taxiways, perhaps if you're flying offline without air traffic, but you still want a route to guide you, there will be an auto route button which will build it automatically. It also takes into account directional rules which are encoded in our airport mapping database, such as the ones at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. Now, this isn't always the best way for planning your route, because sometimes air traffic might be mean and give you a bunch of weird zigzagging turns, which can't really just be declared by a bunch of taxiway names. So there is the incremental build tool, which was shown in the trailer, where you can select your turns as you go, and of course, you can filter with an input field. Now, once you've planned, the most important part is the awareness and guidance this provides. You can see there is a taxiway routing widget now will be included in charts, which shows you your route plan delimited by turns, stand entries exits, runway entry exits, and runway crossings. It also shows your selected holding points, and all the path after that turns red, so you're aware you're not allowed to go there just yet. If you were to then click on the hold, you can mark it as cleared. It will turn green and the red will disappear, so you'll make sure you're always tracking where you have been cleared to go by air traffic control. It also shows hotspots, areas where you need to be careful when taxiing and be extra aware of what is around you. It also shows your progress. If you have Symlink enabled, a blue line will appear, and you will also receive distance to go information to each turn, so you're always aware how long to go before you have to think, turning left, turning right, stuff like that. If you diverge from your route, a dashed line will appear from your icon, I think you see at the bottom left of the screen, which will guide you back onto the planned route. We don't have it recalculate like your car would, because it's more important to stay on where air traffic has specifically commanded you to go. Of course, arrows indicate the direction, and any paths that you have revised or unplanned will be dashed. Some other small little features that will come with this when it comes out is a stand information modal. So you can click on any stand at the airport mapping database airport, see the name, the aircraft that are not allowed to be there, the terminal, what fuel types are available, and whether it has ground power, jetway, and towing. Of course, you can click on them, and as you might also notice, there are directional arrows now shown. This is Amsterdam Schiphol, and they have a lot of complicated rules about what directions you can taxi. We also have a host of features that we weren't able to demo to you because they are not yet implemented. We want to add visual and oral warnings for people like me who may get a bit clumsy and need something blaring at them out of my iPad to tell me when I need to stop or turn. As with hotspots and perhaps live traffic as well, live traffic can be shown on your route list. The airport will make it clear which one you are selecting. Perhaps if there's low visibility operations, you need to be further away for a higher category ILS. Also perhaps showing time predictions, how much time you have left to your endpoint, if that could be useful to you. Also selecting intermediate holds and only planning up to that point, because something we do in air traffic is called progressive taxi clearance, where we only tell the pilot up to this point, go this way, and then once you've got there, they can then be given the rest of their route. Also perhaps de-icing as an intermediate. Up in Sweden, where we're from, it can get very cold, and you definitely sometimes need to go via a de-icing area to get your plane de-iced, and we want to add that to make it easy so you can plan that as part of your route. And UI space permitting, we might also show occupation information from live traffic on the stand selection list, much like the other gates list we already have that is dedicated to live traffic. Now, I'm going to do a quick demo of this in action. There we go. So what we've got here is Boston Logan International Airport, probably the biggest one nearby. So as you'll see, there is a new widget up here called taxiway routing. If you select that, you will then be able to switch between the airports in your flight plan. I've selected O'Hare from Chicago. Select your start point. We're going to go from a gate because it's our origin, and you'll have your stand options, and you can highlight and zoom in on each terminal. So let's go from terminal C. Let's select gate C19. You can click on them on the map as well as in the UI. Of course, you then need to select where you're going to. So we're going to do a runway entry, and we have already selected runway 9 as part of our flight plan, so it'll automatically zoom in on those applicable entries. Once you've added that to your route, you will see a dashed line, which is the shortest path. Now, it's recommended you don't just stop there, because often you want to get air traffic control commands, or you want to codify more in detail which taxiways you're taking. So this is the taxiway selector we showed earlier. which highlights the different useful taxiways, and then the ones that are far away in gray, because they're less relevant. So let's say we want to go through by alpha and kilo. Set those, the path will go through there now. And we can also add a hold. So this hold we will add. This one will actually be automatically selected if I were not to select it, because this is before a one-way. No point in manually having to do that when that's pretty much a given. If it's not a given, you can delete it after. But we're going to add that anyway. Once you confirm your route, boom, you have your taxi plan. And the stuff after a hold is highlighted in red, and you'll see it down the bottom with all the useful information like hotspots and holds. Once you've got to kilo and you've been cleared by air traffic, you click mark as cleared, turns blue. Whole point is making you always aware where you're allowed to go, making it easier so you don't perhaps have to write it down if that's something you do. I would love to show you a demo of the aircraft route progress, but that's difficult to do on stage. So, back to slideshow. We have, as we said, 3 features, 1 more to go. What we have been working on is Symlink version 2. This will provide AI traffic from your simulator injected into charts. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator AI traffic. It's not many right now, but not always that many, what did I say? Symlink v2 will support Microsoft Flight Simulator, X-Plane, and P3D FSX, although traffic may not be available in the last P3D FSX, we're not sure about that. It will also work Windows, macOS as usual, and unofficially, we won't support it, but we may provide builds for you, Linux, for those who are so inclined. You might have also noticed there's only one aircraft icon there. That is a limitation in SimConnect, but we weren't going to be deterred by that. We have an alternative. This is beyond ATC traffic being injected not just through the sim, but through their software, so they can provide us with detailed information such as aircraft type and flight plan information. Symlink v2 will be open to any third-party software that wants to inject their traffic or even ownership position for third-party simulators such as DCS, which we've already been working with. Now, I've got a quick video. Not only will it provide Symlink v2 provide live traffic from your simulator, the update rate has increased by up to 4 times by establishing a direct connection. So we've got a video here. We're not saying we're trying to turn charts into your nav display, but we're not stopping you either. So yeah, previously it would update once per second, which personally I like to track it like that, and I wasn't a big fan. So now, when this update comes, you'll be able to basically turn your charts into a dash cam if you really want to. And you can see there is route progression at the bottom. Cool. Now, we have 1 minute left, so we're going to skip. There's a few stuff about tech and third parties we would have loved to talk about, so please come see us at our booth. Taxiway routing is not just available in our charts, but we provide the necessary data as part of our AMDB for you to do it yourself in third-party softwares for things such as aircraft taxi guidance, such as Garmin, Safe Taxi, or even controller client taxi planning, which I would love myself as a S2 controller on VATSIM, especially in busy events. So, when will this be coming? Like everything we do, soon TM. As I talked about earlier, we have grand plans for many more things we want to add, so we've got to work on those as well. And not only that, we would love to see your feedback, hear your feedback about what you want added in this feature. So please, come see us in our booth, have a conversation. We would love to take your input into account. Thank you so much.
What if every takeoff had a purpose? In on air, every flight earns, every action counts. Join thousands of simmers worldwide and be part of a living aviation community. Fully compatible with your favorite simulators. You fly, and your AI team flies too. Everything you do has impact. Own airports to grow and earn. Hire and organize your airline crew. Expand your fleet the way that fits your goals. The world keeps going even when you're not there. Every flight is rated based on your skills. Automate tasks and let your company run smart. Just want to fly? Go freelance. On Air is the most complete airline management experience. Start free for 7 days. Join the world of Own Air, your airline, your adventure, your skies.
Hi, my name is Ron Sartori, and I was the founder of Altimeter Motives, and the reason it was founded was I wanted the things that I couldn't find. So I'm going to go through a really quick 5-minute agenda. It's going to be pretty fast. If you miss something, you can watch the recording later. Okay. But talk a little bit about the company and the products, a new product that we're announcing today, an exclusive show offering, show discounts, specials, and about the company. I've been retired 48 years in the computer and semiconductor industry, and a long time flight sim, aviation geek, advocate. I'm not a pilot. I'm a pilot wannabe, like many of us, and a geek. So company is now in its 6th year, and we've been producing quite a few products, and I'll share those with you. We're located in St. George, Utah. All right, current products. We've been shipping Cessna 172 panel overlays for 5 years. And we've added to that from our first show in San Diego. People were asking about a dual G5 Cessna, so we added that. And then we came out 2 years ago with a 6-pack plus for people with limited space. And then we added a dual G5 to that. And we complemented that by having a custom right side where we can take your gear from, real sim gear or prop wash or desktop pilot and put it on a nice looking panel that was married to our left-hand panel. And a dual touchscreen right side that runs with Sim Innovations Air Manager, where you can just customize whatever things you want on the right side. It's a very powerful, flexible thing. So if you're not familiar with our products, this was our first product, was the Cessna 172 steam panel. Then we added the dual G5, as I'd mentioned, and then the 6-pack plus. Now the 6-pack plus was not only for small places, apartments and so forth, where you can't devote the space for a full rig, but it also has another application, and that's in the motion chairs. With the motion chairs, you can't have a lot of weight, and this is only about 3 pounds, so it doesn't add much to it, like a heavy dinner. This actually is Chick from SimWorld Pro, and he had this thing for 2 years, and he just recently released a YouTube video flying around with it. And the 6-pack has a G5 version, which is shown here. And then I was talking about the companion right sides, and you can do anything with that. We have the cutouts for just about anything that, and if we don't have the cutouts for something that exists, you give us a detailed dimension drawing and we'll cut it for you. And the dual touch screen, that's what that looks like, and it's got a knobster on it, so it's really convenient. And then putting them together, you get that type of look. And you don't have to do it all at once. You can sort of add and build on it. So those are our current products. We're selling them on the exhibit floor, and we brought those with us. We have a limited quantity. And then the side panels, those are online only. He's a graphic artist and does fantastic work, so these are not off-the-shelf graphics. All right, so now at the show, and we've done this is now our 3rd year of offering something we don't sell anywhere else. You can't buy it online. And it's very rare because we actually number, and we brought 10 to the show. So when we sell 10, they're gone, and we might have them next year, but we don't. They're very intricate, and that is the Baron 58. Some of you probably here already have one. but we only have 9 left, and you can't get it online. This is what it looks like. It's a gorgeous looking panel. It's got so many, it's so filled with instruments that the actual structure is supported by side rails to stiffen it. It has a DME that is operable. It has a HSI source switch. And each of the, much like the Baron, has inlaid black on gray. And here's a little video showing how it works. And wait till you see what the prices are on these. It's not that bad.
Give me the hook.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I think it's real cool. If you read this email, this fellow a month ago sent me this. I never knew him. It came out of the blue. He thought it was pretty cool. And we get some of these. It's very gratifying. So discount specials. These are our products. $340 for the Cessna 172, our lowest discount ever. $308 to $368 for the Dolce 5s, depending on the software or without software. And the 6-packs include a monitor and software, and that's a plug-and-play solution. PA28, 332, and Baron 58 at 360. All right, now we've got 4 monitors at our booth that we bought just for the show. At the end of the show, if you want one of them, they're brand new, $75 each. We usually sell out. We'd rather do that than ship them back. Okay, and these are my contact information, and I thank you very much.
Hello everybody, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for that amazing warm introduction. My name is Fabian, I'm the founder of flights.com. I hail from Singapore. It's a very, very small country, but we are very rich. 18-hour flight, Singapore Airlines from Singapore to Newark, and the Amtrak to Providence. So happy to be here. This is our second FSExpo. And let me start by sharing with you a little bit about what we do and how we are different. Of course we are different. So let me share with you some things. By now, this is our second FSExpo, so I'm not going to, I assume you know who we are. If you do not know who we are, shame on you. So we pioneered affordable force feedback yokes. We launched at $799 last year, and due to inflation and Trump's tariffs, we had to increase the price a little bit to $899. So some differentiation. For us, it's all about fidelity. Our yokes model the Cessna 172, and if you've flown a 172 before, you know that the pitch length is actually 165, meaning that when you pull the yoke all the way back, it almost hits your chest. And depending on whether you have implants, it will hit your chest a lot earlier. We have a future-proof ecosystem. You can visit our booth. So from a single humble yoke, we kind of put other parts together, like throttle quadrants, motorized, trims, flaps, rudder pedals, and we have, after 1 year, assembled a soon-to-be certified FAA AATD, Advanced Aviation Training Device. The other thing about force feedback, as you know, it's not cheap. It costs more than your humble Xbox. And therefore, our pilots who purchase our products tend to be pretty demanding. They're nice people, but very, very demanding. So you want to fly the best kind of aircraft. You may not notice, but unfortunately, a lot of sophisticated aircraft like the A2A Comanche, the PMDGs, for example, they don't use sim variables or data rest, which are standard. They use customized stuff. And right now, none of the sims support these things. What we do is that we basically work with the developers so that we are able to get feeds to make the force feedback yoke work with customized aircraft, and I think we have the largest list so far. We are pilots not by profession, but by regulation. And so if you talk to us, and again, right, we have many customers who are very particular about how a yoke should work, how a trim should work. We work hard to make them really, really happy. So I think we have the happiest community in the Discord environment. And the last thing I'm going to share with you is our little contribution to the aviation simulator world. I call this remote yoke sync, and I'm going to debut this amazing feature, which I think will change how you get into shared flight situations, even though you're not geographically together. Happy to also announce we're going to up the bar to be possibly the first company to offer a 365 total warranty concept. Essentially, the fine print says that if our hardware fails because it's our fault, we will ship you a replacement part, and we will even cover the cost of courier shipping. Can you give us a big hand for this? But of course, if it's your fault, shipping's on you. That is part of our terms and conditions. Some hardware releases that we have. Our standard CLS 60 and 120, that basically represents our 60 Newton and 120 Newton yokes, was launched last year. As of December, we listened to our community and added what we call removable mounting tabs, so that you can basically right now mount the yoke either on desk or on the table. We've also since released our G1000 PFD, MFD, and audio panel. It looks like this. So all our hardware are basically high fidelity. And this is as close as it gets to a real Garmin G1000 because it was developed from FTD level 5. And level 5 simply says that not only must it look very, very similar, it must feel very similar as well. Pricing is obviously very cheap if you can afford it. Next, we have force feedback rudder pedals. And we did a pre-launch for our first 100 units. Happy to say this is massive force, 370 newtons. You can try this tomorrow and on Sunday. And 370 newtons is basically the kind of force you need to keep a King Air flying on a single engine. So it's going to be good weight training. You can quit your gym membership. Now, obviously, with the rudder pedals, we also had to build in effects similar to our yoke. So, not only are your force customizable, they also auto-load based on individual aircraft. So you can set a low setting for a Cessna and an extremely high setting for a King Air. The rest of the specs are as follows. We also designed the pedals such that those of us who are also heli fans can choose to fly a helicopter, and this turns into the anti-torque pedals. You can remove the brakes if you're not flying a wheel-based helicopter, and it functions really, really well from an R-22 all the way to any kind of aircraft you want. Again, we price it. Our products are priced to last. They're not necessarily cheap as in cheap standards, but they're all metal construction and they will serve you longer than your own living life, I think. Quite serious about that. Another little innovation we did based on customer feedback thanks to our Discord members is we added a front panel as an option. So now you can basically manipulate things like electrical starter light controls on a Cessna 172. Having said that, we can also design VR panels. The advantage of this, as opposed to doing your own 3D printing, is that our PCB board takes all the commands and you do not need a separate board to control these switches. We are launching a pre-order during this show. We also, based on customer feedback, just launched this, the FC20 flight console. And what's interesting about this is small form factor. So, those of you who fly simulation and spend thousands of dollars but you like your wife, this is perfect because you can hide this in the cupboard. No one knows that you paid, $1,000 plus something dollars for this. Now, this is exciting because this is kind of like a mini version of our FC50 and our larger FC100 consoles with a nice twist in the innovation. The trim wheel is actually motorized, which is, by the way, no small feat when you combine force feedback yoke with the trim because they conflict and it took us a while to try to figure out, but the problem has been solved. We also have to accompany the FC20, FC50, FC100 flight console are basically interchangeable throttle quadrants because we want to take realism to the limit. So we just launched our C172 vernier throttles, high quality, FPD level 5 quality. Here is the Piper single designed for the Piper Archer Warrior. And this is more of a complex Piper as well for the Piper Arrow. We also have in the works 2 levels of certificated products, the BATD, Basic Aviation Training Device. It looks like this. It's basically a combination of our G1000, our FC50, our rudder pedals, our CLS60, and a computer system and an X-Plane 12 flight model. Here are some of the specs itself. So you will get a certified aircraft model that's approved by the FAA, where you can log BATD time. And if you look at the pricing is affordable relative to other BATDs that you may be aware of. And of course, our pride and joy is our upcoming AATD, Advanced Aviation Training Device. It looks like this. It's pretty cool. Please wow a little bit more, louder. It's live stream. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Santa Maria.
Wait till we see the price. You can buy that A320 for that. It's as much as my car.
At under 30,000 US dollars, you could even buy a piece of paper in Singapore to drive a car. Don't talk about the car itself. A piece of paper, this is serious, my friends. A paper in Singapore to drive a car costs 100,000 US dollars. So you guys are spoiled. Really spoiled to the core. We are powered by D-Box Gen 5 Motion, the sexiest and the best tuned motion system on planet Earth. Unfortunately, it's Canadian, not American. You know. We continue to update our software. In fact, we spend a lot of time on the software itself because the software really brings out the value of the hardware. And right now, because our users keep getting lazier and lazier, last time they had to click 3 buttons. Now they click 1 button, and now they don't want to click a button. Right? So we automate everything from detecting your simulation, knowing which aircraft, and it loads all the forces itself all in the background. You also have import and export of profiles for the geeks, and our community also does support in profile development. This is what it looks like. So you can switch from different simulators. It will pick it up automatically all in the background. Here is some of our interface and effects that we have. And as I mentioned, we also work very hard to harmonize the force feedback yoke and motorized stream wheel logic. And our customers, as I said, they are so lazy, but they are rich. So money talks, bullshit walks. Whatever they want, yes sir, yes ma'am. So when they buy our sophisticated FC50, FC100 consoles, they are like a lot of switches, you know? And they complain, this is so tiring, binding the switches. Okay. So now, when you buy our console, we bind it for you across all 3 simulations. In Thailand, they call this the no hands restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Similar. Now, finally, I want to share with you our pride and joy, which I think would take a different spin on aviation. I call it the ultimate shared cockpit experience via a remote yoke sync feature. How it works is basically you can have 2 of our yokes anywhere in the world connected by the internet, and it will really in real time synchronize your force feedback movements, roll, and pitch. Advantages can be really a lot. More enhanced shared flight, CRM, crew resource management, and even remote flight instruction. So to end, here is a live demo in our office. Enjoy this short video.
No sound.
Okay, I will voice over remote device synchronization. Over here we have the server yoke, and over there we have the client yoke. And they're synchronized over the internet, and you guys are the first in the world to witness this live demo, which is something we are really proud of. So over here, what's going to happen is that we're going to show you the setup. Both sides have our software, and they are on separate computers. As I mentioned, they're connected over internet protocol with an IP address.
All right, so that's all really awesome. We got to keep it moving, though. We're out of time. So thank you so much. Good job. Excited to see. If you want to see more of that in action, go check him out on the floor in the exhibit hall. Go ahead and check out the video.
In a world where flight sims shape generations, those who once played it now share it the way stories are meant to be retold. Long past being the new kids, we've been here all along.
Yay!
This guy gets it.
Oh, no, that's not the first one. So hi, everyone. My name is Lila. I try to manage marketing, support, organization, keeping Vic silent somewhere in the background. And today we are finally here, first time in the expo, and we brought Tower Simulator 3 with us, first time also, to show you in a couple of minutes what it is and what it takes to build something like Tower.
Yeah, my name is Robbie. I head up the development. I have no idea how to program or code or anything like that, but I want to make sure that, so nervous doing this. I want to, can you please help me out?
Yeah, sure. So we have also Chaz with us today.
I'm a very small fish in a huge pond of YouTubers, as I'm sure you all know, that cover all angles of flight sims from wherever we may be doing it from around the world. You know, some of the back alley flying that we saw earlier on, you know, some of the guys, not back alley, flipping out, that's wrong, isn't it? Back country. Got to get it right. But, you know, I started playing Tower Simulator 3 the day it came out after playing some of these guys' older games, Tower 3D Pro, and, you know, now I'm on stage talking to you wonderful people over the other side of the Atlantic. It's crazy how this thing works, isn't it? But, you know, Tower Simulator 3 is close to simulating what ATC is all about, in the fact that you obviously have these aircraft that you have to make sure that you're guiding around the airport correctly, and, you know, you're up there in the tower with the responsibility of the safety of all of those people on those aircraft. And at the same time, it's a game where you can enjoy the job and, you know, not take the mick out of it, but you make fun of the job, if that makes sense.
We will have time to just get into the dry stuff in a bit, so don't hurry
I'm
with
too
all
excited.
that. No, we try to find a balance between keeping it fun, but also, you know, somehow simulating the realistic air traffic control. So that's our biggest aim, to somehow get you into the flow of controlling, but also making sure you enjoy it. I mean, that's what we aim to do, just really, again, finding that balance. And also we are very thankful to our community, who is seriously the greatest, helping us with their feedback to build something so cool and so enjoyable, and at the same time keeping it realistic. So that's our biggest aim, pretty much. Yeah?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, this is so...
Robbie's good with his words. He's got so many huge words that he has to try and remember. Yeah. I saw the script this morning and I thought, I don't know how you're going to do it. But Tower Sim, there's so much that goes into keeping it moving, isn't there? There's more than just some dots on a screen, so to speak.
Yes. I can't do it. It is a lot more than dots on a screen. So, like, we want to make it fun for everybody, and it is just more than a game. It's a simulator. But they can customize it as well. So, like, if you want to start at 7 o'clock in the morning, they can customize a schedule, and it'll be different than at noon or something like that.
Yeah, so you get a full day's worth of a schedule at the moment, where, you know, all the flights and all the movements are already planned by text files that tell you what aircraft will be coming in and when. It knows what size gates they might go to at what terminals all around the world. There's loads of airports available for the game as well. And the way that it works, from when you're either in the tower or you're outside of it, it gives you a great sense of purpose and enjoyment. I mean, I'm sure much like many of you, I quite like just watching the aircraft. So when I'm in the sim and I'm flying the machine, that doesn't always completely do it for me. Is anyone else the same? Like, you like to watch the thing as well? I saw one hand, that'll do me. I'm happy with that. But, you know, at the same time, you get to see this airport operating around you while also being in control of it. There's quite a God complex that comes with that, and that's not the reason I'm on this stage today. But, you know, I'm here with these wonderful people who make this fantastic game. And like we say, there's a lot more to it than it just being a game, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so you get into like a rhythm while you're doing it.
Yeah, definitely. You can get into the flow. Whether it's St. Thomas, where it's a tiny, tiny airport, and you get what I call sheds, Cessna 172s everywhere, or, you know, you control an airport like Heathrow, Amsterdam, or even Boston. You know, everyone that's watched my YouTube videos knows that I tear my hair out every time I do Boston.
Providence, that's
even
the latest
Providence.
one. Yeah, exactly. So basically, 2 years ago, we released this version. It's completely new, overhauled engine. We actually built the logic, how it's handled. We also have a new multiplayer framework, and then also supporting for deeper scenario building. So basically, you can see on the screenshots that I've been going through, it's pretty cool, in my opinion. We also have this physics-based new visual engine, and also the weather is...
It's pulled directly from Metar.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
as you're playing, like it'll pull like the weather information or the temperature maybe, and it'll affect if a plane is able to land or not or something like that.
And that makes it more interesting. Rather than go into every session and choose the perfect time of day and the perfect weather conditions just to make life easy, like I do, you can actually choose Metar, and obviously that forces you to use different runways, different taxiway configurations. You know, you make the airport flow in a different direction to what you're used to. I mean, again, mentioning Boston, I have a video coming out soon where I messed with Boston and used runway 24, which is almost in the Atlantic Ocean, miles away. But it made it more of a challenge because of the taxi routes to get aircraft there and obviously get stuff in a certain direction as well. It can be so much, well, there is so much you can do with it because you can play with it so often and use all these different configurations.
Yeah, it's the most visually alive thing we've ever created.
I think so. I mean, coming from Tower 3D, which was our previous version, this one was definitely like a huge step. And of course, lovely eye candy, how can I call that, right? It's just for everyone. So talking about customization and how you use the software, we also built DLC that you can get with Tower. Basically, it lets you customize a lot of different things. Do you use it?
I do, yeah. I use it a lot because it's called mayo or mio. I always pronounce it wrong, don't I?
It's mayo.
She says mayo because of mayonnaise. I don't like it. But basically what it does is on the fly, it gives you access to the engine that powers the game. So whether you want to change even just how it's rendered, you can see in the top left, you know, there's a renderer option. So you can change how far things render away. You can change the lighting effect, even how thick the air is, things like that. But then also on top of that, mess with the weather as well. So if you've spent a minute or so, you know, waiting for the game to load and you've gone, oh, but I wanted it to be raining, just flick a slider and you can make it rain instantly. And you can change things on the fly so quickly without having to reload the game. And it doesn't affect how the aircraft mess about or what they do or how well the pilots listen to you, because let's face it, they're pilots at the end of the day, they think they know better. But it's so easy to do whatever you want with this game. You know, people see it on the surface and they just think you're telling, like we said, moving dots around on a screen. It's so much more than that. And the serotonin that you get from seeing an airport operate while you're making it do what it's doing in front of you is so rewarding as well.
Even if it's unbelievable, but universities use it as a part of their training process tool. So that's why we try to keep it customizable. Like, we want everybody to be able to enjoy it as you want to see it, as you want to experience it. If it's for professional training, we can do that. If it's just for fun, we can do that. So it's like, you know, whatever you want. That's why Mio is built, make it your own, basically. That's what it means. So yeah. And then this year, we actually released our SDK, which means anybody can come and join us to create airports and basically everything else that we can include in the software. Which means we are also very happy to announce today that one of our oldest, the first partner is Just Flight, who will be joining us to create airports, and we will release it to the public very soon.
Yeah. And we can get their aircraft models as well, so everything's going to look more and more realistic in Tower Simulator 3, and it's going to develop further and further beyond that. So we're absolutely delighted to have them on board as a partner. I say we, I mean, I just play the game. They fly me over here and put me in a mad-coloured shirt, and I just play it and enjoy it. I'm so grateful to these people.
I just try to stay pretty. I mean, that's my job. So.
I can't do that, let's face it. But yeah, we've got a fantastic stand. We're going to be doing demonstrations of the game as the weekend goes on. I'll be playing it. You can listen to my stupid British accent, and hopefully you all enjoy the rest of the show, everybody. But thank you so much for listening. Cheers.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So we have barely scratched the surface yet, but right now, in the interest of not having you guys turn into stone, we're going to have you guys stand up for a little bit, mingle around. We're going to take an 8-minute break. This is a Flight Sim Expo, though, and you heard on the screen that it's important to try and be here for the people. It's a chance to make friends. So say meow to someone you haven't met and make a friend. You got 8 minutes to make a new friend.
Yeah.
Ich bin sofort bei euch. Kleinen Moment, Leute, ich bin sofort bei euch. So. So, moin meine Freunde. Ich hoffe, das funktioniert. Ich probiere mich mal hier durch die Menschenmassen zu quetschen gerade. Kleinen Moment. Hopp, 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 hopp. So, kleinen Moment. Oh, excuse me. So. Grüße euch. Erstmal schön, dass ihr da seid. Ja. Ich gehe jetzt mal hier gerade extrem viel los hier, Leute. Ich muss mal gerade hier raus und dann kann es losgehen. So. Ja, wie ihr seht, hier geht's ab. Volle Hütte hier. Und ja, Swiss ist auch am Start.
Hey, you're live.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey.
I'm live. Hey.
Hi, for how long have you been live? For how long have you been live? For 100 minutes?
Ja.
Holy
100 Minuten,
moly,
genau.
dude. Are you on YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's really cool. You got a really cool gimbal. You have a way better setup than I have.
The Osmo 7P.
Hey, it's really cool.
Yeah, really
I
cool.
need something like that too.
Yeah.
Everyone subscribe to him. What
Thank
was
you.
your most favorite part so far? Most favorite
I'm waiting for
announcements
WinWing, so
I know,
but I think Navigraph was cool.
Ach so, wir können
Wir können auch Deutsch reden, ja.
Ich
Aber
fühl mich
du
doof.
hast nicht gecheckt?
Ja, ich bin halt den ganzen Tag schon unterwegs. Das ist langsam echt stressig. Ja, redet Deutsch.
Ja, wir reden Deutsch.
Ja, das
Ja,
ist ja, nee, ich bin echt irgendwie voll müde.
Wann bist du angekommen?
Am Dienstag schon.
Oh, was?
Ja, aber
Ich bin gestern um 2 Uhr nachts angekommen, weil mein Flug gestrichen wurde. Tatsächlich.
Woher kommst du?
Ich bin von Frankfurt geflogen.
Okay.
Und bin über Philadelphia geflogen. An Philadelphia
Warum
wegen
wurde
Wetter.
gestrichen?
Unwetter.
Unwetter?
Ja, ja. Genau.
Ah, ne, ich dachte wegen Farbe gestrichen.
Achso.
Nee.
Ja.
Nee, und dann waren wir gestern unterwegs, bin total verkatert heute.
Ja.
Aber hey, also heute, ich bin mal gespannt, was es gibt. Neue Announcement und...
Ja, genau. Ich auch. Und wir.
Doch nur nett gemeint. Hallo Dustin, hallo Landesgaming.
Ja.
Ja, schade, dass ihr nicht hier seid, ne? Aber dafür bist du ja da.
Ich bin da, genau.
Mega
Ja,
cool.
ja.
Ja, ich muss
Der
mal
einzige
deinen Kanal
Deutsche
angucken.
außer du, aber du machst ja alles nur auf Englisch.
Ja, ich bin halt ein Fake-Deutsch,
Ja.
Fake-Schweizer, Fake alles irgendwie.
Fake.
Fake alles. Also
Genau,
euch noch,
ja.
haben wir, ja, Schule, ne? Ja, womp womp, ne? Einfach,
Ja,
einfach Schule
das-
abbrechen. So, also euch viel Spaß.
Ja, ja, wir
und,
sehen uns.
Was machst du jetzt in der Pause, im Stream? Machst du so ein kleines Debrief oder was?
Ja, ja, ein bisschen quatschen nur.
Ja, quatsch mal ein paar Leute an.
Du quatsch mal ein paar Leute an.
Ja, also, ciao,
Bis dann, wir sehen uns.
Euch
Ja. Ciao, ciao.
Subscribe.
Ciao. So. So, Swiss haben wir auch getroffen, Leute. Ich gehe mal hier gerade um die Ecke. Und ich versuche mal hier ein bisschen Platz zu finden. Ich will doch Pilot werden, sonst wird das nichts. Grüße aus Vinti. So. Ich suche mir mal hier ein Eckchen, wo ich ein bisschen Ruhe habe. Das ist schwierig für euch. Ich hoffe, ihr hört mich gut. Ich habe hier zwar mein Mic an, aber ich weiß nicht, ob das jetzt aufnimmt über das Mic oder das Handy. So, also jetzt habe ich ein bisschen Zeit für euch. Ton ist super, perfekt, freut mich. Ja, ich habe schon ein paar Aufnahmen gemacht tatsächlich auch für den Vlog. WinWing ist morgen am Start, ne, Timo? Also genau, heute ist ja nur die Produktannouncements und ja, hier sind halt wirklich alle am Start. Und ich rechne damit, dass jetzt nach der Pause WinWing kommen sollte, muss auf jeden Fall. Ich hoffe, der Akku reicht. Und ja, wir werden mal schauen, wie es hier aussieht. Also ich kann euch das mal zeigen, das ist hier echt, hier ist mega viel los, hier ist ein bisschen weniger los, aber in der Halle ist mega viel los. Swiss haben wir ja auch gerade getroffen, habt ihr gesehen. Der ist ja schon seit Dienstag hier, wie er gerade gesagt hat. Genau, und morgen geht es dann ein bisschen an WinWing. Ich werde noch ein, zwei, ja, was soll ich sagen, ein, zwei Shorts machen von den Produkten, dass ihr die dann auch einmal gesehen habt. Und ansonsten kommt auch noch, wie gesagt, das Video nach der FSExpo raus. So, fassen wir mal kurz zusammen, was wir heute alles so gesehen haben. Bis jetzt, Stand jetzt. Wir haben ja, WinWing noch nicht gesehen, aber Navigraph. Navigraph fand ich sehr interessant, muss ich sagen. Navigraph fand ich sehr interessant und weiß nicht, was fandet ihr denn so interessant? Chaseplane ist auch ganz cool gewesen, muss ich sagen. Dass die für den 24 jetzt auch rauskommen, naja, hoffentlich bald, ne? Darauf warten wir alle. Und ja, mal schauen, wie es jetzt so weitergeht. Ja, kurze Pipi-Pause. Mit euch auf Toilette nehmen kann ich auch nicht. So, ich muss mal gerade gucken. Könnt ihr mir noch sagen, ob der Sound gleich noch da ist? Ich muss mal hier. Habt ihr jetzt noch Sound oder ist das Sound weg? Das wäre nice, gut zu wissen. Ich habe heute meine MCU bekommen und macht irgendwie Zicken. Wie macht Zicken? Sound ist noch da, perfekt, gut. Dann sehr gut. Weil ich muss mein Handy mal laden. So langsam gibt das hier den Geist auf mit 31%. Bin ja schon jetzt 114 Minuten am Stream. Ja, also Taxi auf jeden Fall gut, muss ich auch sagen. Ich gehe jetzt noch ein bisschen weiter. Gehen wir jetzt zurück in die Halle so ein bisschen. Ich kann euch auch hier so ein bisschen mitnehmen. Obwohl, hier gibt es nicht viel zu sehen, außer ganz viele Leute. Fleißfinger ist auch am Start, habe ich gesehen. Das ist wo ist denn das Problem? Ja, genau, der Akku wird nicht leer. Also gut, ich habe Powerbank dabei, das läuft. So, also. Die Lichter gehen an. Was? Die Lichter gehen nicht an, Display geht und dann die Synchronisation kann man. Okay. So, das ist merkwürdig. Das ist wirklich merkwürdig. iFly scheint auch da zu sein, ja. Ich glaube, hier sind alle da. Also ich kenne keinen, der hier nicht da ist. Sim Captain Pilot ist auch am Start. Ich mache gerade hier meinen Weg, mich hier durch die Bahn, durch die Halle. Es geht weiter jetzt. Und so, wir probieren jetzt mal hier wieder zu meinem Sitzplatz zu kommen. Und dann verabschiede ich mich gleich schon wieder. So, here we go again.
We started off by providing airline data to virtual airlines, and we've since expanded into Microsoft Flight Simulator for various airline scheduling solutions. In our database, we have around 6,000 airports or more, way over 8 million schedules, over 500 airlines, pretty close to 700 these days, tens of thousands of aircraft registrations, and hundreds of millions worth of historic flight information. It's a good little clicker. This year, we are proud to be a platinum sponsor. Evan and Phil and the entire team have done a fantastic show year after year, so we're very proud to be doing our part to try and support that. Moving on to the panel, so last year in Vegas we started to tease the VA Systems panel as the future of what we're trying to do. All of our products we're creating is inside the panel. And essentially it is like a tablet, like an iPad or an EFB, directly within Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's very seamless, very intuitive, and we have 2 apps available at the moment with more apps coming in the future. The first one we released was our Missions app, which enhances our existing mission products that we've been releasing over the past year and a half. And we also have our Activities app, which we released earlier this year, which is real schedules and flight details. The panel is absolutely free on our own website. It was always intended to be free. It will always be free. Unfortunately, when it came to the marketplace, Microsoft don't want to have freeware, which is understandable, so we had to put the minimum possible price on there. However, we have included demo versions of all of our products, so you are able to use it out of the box without having to buy anything else. And this works both on the free version or the paid version inside the marketplace. And what we've also done as well, just to counteract the price that you may have to pay, if you link your panel with your account on our website, we give you £5 off of any order from the VA Systems store. That will never expire, so if there's not something you want to get right now, you can hold on to the code. Eventually there might be something that you want, and then you can use it to have some money off. Moving on to the panel apps itself, because it is basically an ecosystem within the sim that we're creating with lots of things planned in the future. So I want to focus in on the Activities app. We currently release seasonal aviation data, flight schedules for airlines or for your favourite airports. And as you navigate through trying to find which flight you want to fly, you can see flight briefing information, your fuel, your payload, weights. We provide all of the waypoints for your flight plan, the operational timings, when you're supposed to take off, when you're supposed to land, how long the flight should take. And it includes all data for all the aircraft for the airline or flying out of an airport, depending on which pack you're purchasing. And it also works with all aircraft as well, default or third party. You can use whatever aircraft you want. The data's there to use however you see fit. We currently offer 60 different airlines. We're trying to pick the largest airlines around the world. So there's something in every different region. And we also have 40 airports as well. Over the past several months, we're releasing the Winter 2024 schedules, and we've now just started releasing our Summer 2025 schedules for the same collection of airlines. If you're interested in seeing what airlines and airports those are, have a look on our website. It's a big, long list. Throughout the remainder of 2025, we're going to be releasing a further 60 airlines to make it a total of 120. And we also have a further 80 airports as well. And that'll be a mixture of the Summer 2025 and the Winter 2025 schedules towards the end of this year. You can see the repeating pattern here as the schedules change. Coming soon as well, we're going to be adding the ability to dispatch with SimBrief directly from within our panel. So whilst we already provide all the information you can need, right now you have got to sort of manually enter it into your aircraft. We get a few questions from some customers not quite sure how to enter information into their aircraft, so we have to put them to the documentation or YouTube videos from the developers of those aircraft. So we're trying to make this much easier now as well. For those of you that love using SimBrief and automatically pull down your flight plan into your aircraft, we're going to make that very easy. And the data within the panel as well will update to be the SimBrief version of all the information rather than the one that we provide. So, best of both worlds. And if you want to as well, if you want to override the aircraft type, obviously the schedule is going to be trying to force you to use an aircraft type, but you may not want to use it, you may want to change it. You have the ability to do that as well from within the panel and still dispatch via SimBrief. Coming soon as well, at some point later this year, is our data streaming solution. For those that purchase multiple airlines or airport products and want a way to make things a bit more cost effective, especially if you're getting the winter and the summer schedules on rotation over the coming years, we want to make it a lot easier. And we can do this by streaming the data in real time to the panel from the cloud. And this will be a separate purchase from our store, but it will work for both PC and Xbox as well. This will give you access to all of the airlines in our collection, all of the airports in our collection. You'll no longer have to worry about winter or summer schedules. It'll just be monthly refresh data. So every time you use it, it's always the most recent schedule. But you'll also have access to all of your products previously purchased or any individual packs that you purchase going forwards as well. So it will work side by side depending on what works best for you. Pricing is still to be announced. We're still working out some of the finer details, so keep an eye on our socials, on our website. We'll have some more information on what that will cost very soon. I want to move on to our sister company. Back in FS Weekend in March, we announced our intention to start creating products in the hardware space, but we didn't announce exactly what that was. But we did say that it was a sister company to VA Systems, so this is what it is, VA Hardware. It was formed in November 2024, and we've been designing and manufacturing our first hardware product ever since. And today, I'd like to announce exactly what that is, which is the mini flight data display. We want to start off with something small and simple, but very powerful, and useful for not only aviation enthusiasts or flight simulators, but also pilots, cabin crew, and the families of those people. We got this idea because of my dad. I travel a lot, and my dad likes to keep track of where I'm going, as most parents do, and often messages me to ask me what my flight number is, what time am I departing. So I reply and say, 5:30. He then replies saying, it says here it's 5:25. Yes. Thank you, Dad. I was rounding up to make it a bit easier. And then he messages saying, gate B32. Yes, I know. It's not my first flight, but thank you. So to make life easier for everyone involved, we now have a device that will automatically come alive, wake up, and tell him exactly when I'm flying, where I'm flying to, what the flight number is, when I'm due to take off, when I'm due to land, the time zone I'm going to, all the information you could possibly need, all nicely in front of it. And it also saves you then putting your device out and having to rely on him searching for flight numbers or, again, asking me what it is, because I can't remember the flight numbers half the time, I travel too much. So, I want to show you the device right now. Okay, look, when you're in an airport lounge, hours before your flight, and you're indulging in the free drink and food, my advice is this: don't have the bright idea after multiple glasses of wine to create a presentation for FSExpo Friday, because this is the result. What's worse is this shows I'm yet to even do a practice run of the presentation since my intoxication on whatever day it was that I flew out here. So I have no idea what's going to happen next, but hopefully the next slide is actually a picture of the device if I put it in. And it is. Very good. Thank God for that. It does also say here, show the physical one as well, but I forgot it downstairs. So I'm doing great at this. But if you do want to see it actually in action, then please come to our booth. This isn't a 3D render, this is a picture of the actual device as well. So this one here is currently doing some sort of tracking for Lufthansa, and the real one downstairs is currently tracking a flight between Heathrow and Boston, which is the flight that I took myself here. And yes, there are apps that can do this, but in recent years we rely on a single product like a mobile device to do many, many things, and it does them okay, but nothing perfectly. So we wanted to go back to create a device that does just one thing and one thing very, very well. And this is where the idea came from, because you can place this in your office, in your lounge, in your kitchen, or my dad can throw it in the bin and still message me anyway. There's many options of where you can put it. So moving on to the features and design, it is very compact. Again, I would show you how small it is, but I don't have it here, it's downstairs. It is USB powered as well, so you can plug it into a mains outlet, into your laptop, into a power bank and take it around with you. It's got a crystal clear LCD screen. It's a matte finish. It comes in 3 different colors, black, gray, and in white. And it is Wi-Fi enabled as well, so you can join it to your Wi-Fi at home, you can join it onto your hotspot on your phone. Again, you can take it around with you if you want to. You may even be able to connect it to plane Wi-Fi and use it whilst you're flying, but I haven't tested that yet. I might do on the way back from here. I might get told off, we'll soon find out. It also comes with limitless data widgets. This is fully customizable. So not only can you choose exactly what you want to see on the screen, we've also given you the ability to change the screen layout based on the different phase of flight. Because there might be something different you want to see whilst the plane is still on the ground before it's airborne, versus when it's cruising over the Atlantic. Moving on to the price, it is £169.99. We also have the dollar and the euro amounts there as well. It says it's based on yesterday's exchange rates. Honestly, I don't know what day yesterday was. I think it might actually be Monday this week, so why? All of our devices are designed and hand-built to order in the UK. As a company, we don't believe in having things manufactured overseas in a territory that we don't have a physical presence or any control over the quality or the working practices implemented by the company in question. For this reason, we are choosing to do things locally at our HQ by our own team. And our prices that we have reflect that as well. We are going to be shipping to all major countries. If there is a country on there where you wanted to ship to that doesn't exist, then please reach out. There are so many to go through to actually see if we can actually ship there. So at the moment, it's all major, but open to expansion. Discounts, because we all love discounts, right? Who wants to pay full price for something? Not me. So, next screen please, there we go. If you pre-order during the FSExpo this weekend, either from our website or down on our booth, we are offering 10% off. It automatically applies to your basket as you're checking out. If you pre-order after the event, up until when we actually release the product and ship the first one, we're offering 5% off, which again will also automatically do its thing during checkout. It's also subscription free, because nobody likes subscriptions anymore or ever. Oh, one clap, there we go. Someone hates subscriptions. So we've heard the opinions from the community and we get it. The idea behind a subscription is you want people to pay, obviously monthly, and not use it very much so that the business is profitable, right? It's great for business, not great for the user or the customer. Then you have the heavy hitters, those that are not profitable for the business, they use it too much. Great for the customer, not so good for business. So the hope overall is that you try and balance it out and you end up making money. But it just sucks. It's so difficult, it's so much guesswork, and we can't be bothered. So we wanted to create an alternative solution which is fair and transparent for both sides. Because imagine something more usage-based. We all have streaming services, right? You know, we all like watching TV. If we only watch one film in a month, that's very expensive, right? So what if there was a way you could have all of these subscriptions where you don't get penalized when you're not using it? And obviously with a device like this, where it is streaming real-world data in real time, there is an ongoing cost associated with the usage. So for this reason, we are going to introduce a credit-based system. So flights tracked is based on our suggested refresh rates up here. We have different packs available. So the shorter the flight, the more mileage you get out of your credits, the longer the flight, a bit less. We also have a default refresh rate to try and make it cost effective. You can modify that, again, per phase of flight, if you want to have something refresh more often whilst the plane's on ground versus whilst it's in the air, because again, you need to have updates all that often once it's cruising across the Atlantic. So above here's a guideline. You can also see there are increasing discounts with the more credits you do purchase. But there's no tie-in, there's no ongoing cost. Again, it's as and when. We will offer the ability so you can auto top up if you want to for convenience. We're also going to give you the ability to put caps as well. So if you want to have a cap on daily spend or weekly spend or monthly or annually, then you'll be able to do that for peace of mind. But it is very much as and when you use it, it will then just sort of dip down your credit limit, and you can increase it when you need to. We're also going to include 250 credits with each hardware purchase. So once you get it, you can use it right out of the box. You haven't got to buy anything else, you can give it a go. And that should give you around about the 5 flights if you use it in a smart way. And it is available for pre-order right now, as you probably could imagine, because we're offering discounts. We anticipate deliveries to be around July and August. Again, depending on how many pre-orders we get, it's a first come, first served basis, but we'll communicate with you based on that, again, being hand-built. You know, some poor soul's got to put these together, and didn't he? There's a lot more information on our website as well. I don't have the time on this stage to tell you everything that it can currently do, all the things that we wanted to do in future with free software updates to the hardware. But please come down to our booth. We have a brochure which gives more information, and we have our team there as well. One more thing. We tend to do this as well. I think everyone does this one more thing. So, Lego giveaway. Last year, we did a Lego Concorde from a giveaway from our booth. We actually gave away 2. Not because we intended to, but because I'm an idiot and I purchased 2 by accident. So we had 2 winners. Do we happen to have either of the winners in today here? No noise? Maybe they're still trying to build it at home? Who knows? takes a while apparently. So this year we're going to be giving away the Lego Boeing 747 with the NASA Space Shuttle bolted to its spine. So please come down to our booth. Please come on down to our booth, scan the QR code, enter. I have got to go through the T's and C's bit. This is boring, I know, but all persons who enter must be attending in person, so I'm very sorry for those at home, but if you want to have a chance of winning Lego, come next year, because we'll probably do it again. You may only enter once, but it will be announced at our stand on Sunday 29th at 2 p.m. The winner must be present to claim the prize. If you're not there when your name is called out, it will be redrawn, and the prize will be given to the winner. It is your responsibility to find a way of getting it home, because it's a big old box, and it's too much effort for us to do that, so sorry. But yeah, I think that didn't go too bad in the end, so whether I should drink more wine in future, I'll let you decide that. But thank you so much, have a fantastic event.
Kannst du normal gehen.
That stuff looks really cool. I gotta get some of that. Very happy to be here. I'm Brian from Say Intentions. We have 3 things that we want to talk about today. I'm going to try to get through all of these in 10 minutes and maybe even give Evan back a minute, I promised him. The first thing that we want to talk about, and hopefully most of you guys have now seen it, but that's our AI Living World traffic injection and sequencing system. We've now been working on this very hard for well over a year. We've made a ton of progress. Those of you who've tried it know what you're getting into with this. We're very excited about this, but we are planning to do something interesting with this. But just to give you a recap of what we've done, full model matching using a very advanced AI model to pull that off, harder than it sounds. Each injected airplane / pilot is an individual AI entity. Real world schedules and gates, courtesy of FlightAware. Traffic that flows following live weather, or you can even use custom weather and the traffic will adjust the patterns to match the current conditions. More than 1,500 AI pilot voices and growing inside of our system, and they're all designed so that the AI pilot accents match the airline itself. This also includes, with our traffic injection and sequencing, unlimited premium voices, so all of the pilots sound absolutely incredible. Works in 2020 and 2024, and we have GA traffic coming soon. The big announcement is we're finally ready to move this out of the alpha stage, and we're planning to move it to make it available to all of our subscribers on July 7th, just a short time. Yes, and it is cool. You guys are absolutely gonna love this. All right, the number 2 announcement that we have for you guys, I'm very excited about this as well. We're introducing a new program for independent developers. It's an accelerator program for creators and flight sim developers, where we're going to try to help you get your ideas off the ground. If you need guidance and mentorship, if you need funds and financing, if you need engineering assistance, if you need access to our incredible AI ecosystem to build on top of or around, marketing muscle, we can even give you a built-in audience who's super passionate about, incredible high-end flight sim add-ons. We call it Launchpad, And we're making this one available basically as of today. We're launching this. So if you're interested in this, if you're an indie developer, an indie content creator, please stop by our booth. I would love to chat with you. And again, sayintentions.ai/launchpad if you'd like more information on that. So that's our second announcement. Our third one, I am really excited about this because somehow we've managed to keep this one a secret. We call it Pocket Sky. And maybe we have no sound. There we go, we got sound. Ooh. What do you guys think? Yeah? I'm excited about this one. I can finally combine flight simming with date night. I've never been able to do that before, but now we can finally do it. All kinds of interesting features included in Pocket Sky. First of all, monitor your flight status. Where is the plane, altitude, all that stuff. Make sure it hasn't crashed while you were away. You'll be able to communicate with air traffic control, your cabin crews, your co-pilots, all of those things from literally anywhere. You don't have to be on the same network as your sim. You can be sitting in the movie theater or at the restaurant, I won't tell anybody, and actually tracking your flight. We've also added tools that will allow you to do airport frequency lookups. You can look up MEDARs and ATIS information and TAFs. And one of my favorite features is that you can actually get push notifications directly to the device when something interesting has happened with the flight. Again, maybe it's the cabin crew reaching out to tell you there's a problem on board and you need to end date night now so you can hurry and get home to deal with that. I don't want you to miss anything. It's very important. We've also added, and I'm particularly proud of this, but there's an instructor mode inside of Pocket Sky where the instructor can actually use the app to take over the role or supplement the role of ETC. So if you've got a student in the simulator, you'll actually be able to use the app to make ATC say things to the student, maybe give them some incorrect instructions, maybe ask them to do something that might be dangerous in that event, waiting and looking to see how the student responds. So we've sort of combined all of this into a single application. The best part is that this is actually available as of now to our Say Intentions partner customers. Available in Google Play, although I have to check on that one. It might be a couple more hours before it's out on Google, so don't hold me to that. And available now, I know for sure, in the App Store because I have it on my phone already and have been playing with it. So if you're a Say Intentions partner customer, raise your hand, by the way, if you're out there. Anybody? Yes! Thank you. It's available to you right now, so you might as well, get the flight started and then come back for the next session. You'll be able to track it. I'm joking. But we're very excited about this, and thank you for believing in our dream. We appreciate you guys.
We are Honeycomb Aeronautical. We build flight controls that bring the sky within reach. At FSExpo, we're showcasing our biggest lineup yet. Come fly with us at booth 410. We're excited to bring you the all-new Foxtrot Aviation Stick, engineered for smooth, precise control. Come experience the difference for yourself. And get to meet the Sierra TPM module. The Sierra delivers tactile control with lockable metal verniers and a host of other features. Introducing Honeycomb Light. Same quality, less complexity. Perfectly tuned and streamlined for entry-level simmers. Plus, get a sneak peek of our upcoming Foxtrot takeoff kit. Everything you need to get airborne. And the Echo Aviation Controller, a full cockpit in the palm of your hands. Join us at booth 410 and discover the next chapter of Honeycomb Aeronautical.
Oh shit. That thing's pretty sick. Yeah. Hello guys, welcome to the show. Wow, that's cool. Okay, first up, if we haven't met before, my name is Martin. I'm the head of FSS, all the way from Switzerland.
And please excuse my voice. Yesterday evening, people said, look, this is the only evening where we can have a good fun and because you can sleep long on the next day. So we went full thrust on drinks and they forgot to tell me that I got to do a presentation today. So anyway, you're eagerly waiting for news about the E-Jets, I guess. We're gonna talk you through everything that we are working on right now. But first off, as we are in the US, we have a pretty iconic aircraft, which is the 727. So please show me your hands, who owns the 727 right now? Well, there are a few. Okay, well, but it's such an iconic aircraft. So I guess you guys have a lot of excuses to not use the 727 for various reasons. I want to change that. I want to talk you through and face those excuses and change it. Okay, so yeah, the 727 is too complex to operate. Well, it is. 3 persons in the cockpit, true. We got the crew manager. The crew manager is an automatic system that helps you operating the aircraft. And to be fair, in the end, you have to press less buttons to operate that aircraft than in an A320 if you use that, but that's fully optional. The 727 is too difficult to navigate. True.
That's a lie.
Well, we have the INS. We have the default GNS 530. We have a more modern GTN 750 from TDS, if you have that. We have the even more modern GTN XI from PMS, if you have that. And we also have a full-featured flight management system, although that's a little bit older, but it's still useful, right? So we got enough. The 727 is not reliable in flying. Yeah, well, the autopilot is limited. It's quite old, right? But it's beautiful to hand fly this aircraft. We got a little video for that.
I gotta give one of those aviation labs. They make amazing stuff.
Right, that's fun, isn't it? What we've seen is the freighter version, right? So at some point we missed the charming flight attendants. If you missed that, we now have a passenger version available. So you can choose between freighter or passenger, or both, of course. Right, the 727 is just too old, give me modern avionics. Well, we showed you some, but there's something more. We don't know exactly when, but we're progressing well. So the Super 27 is an expansion pack for our existing aircraft. We have a new autopilot. We have the Collins AFIS. If you want to use it, it's optional. We have new transponder. We have the digital vertical speed indicator that you can see in the video with embedded TCAS. We have the new engines, of course, with digital fuel gauges and more new liveries. And this is important to know. As it is an expansion pack, it works for both aircraft. So no matter if you use the freighter version or the passenger version, it just adds the Super 27 expansion to it. If you own both aircrafts, well, you're lucky because it works for both. Yeah, it's not a standalone aircraft, it's just an addition to it. All right, so we have a freighter version, we have the passenger version, we have a Super 27 version. I think you're ready to go, even if you don't like all aircrafts. You now have an AFIS with modern avionics, so no excuses anymore.
There's no Egypt.
True! True. Okay, let's talk about the E-jets. I'm going to show you a longer video now that I recorded myself. It's not professional though, but it shows you pretty much what the current build is like in our in-house development team or testing team as well. And afterwards, I'm going to talk you through the next steps that we're going.
Caution, this is an in-development preview only.
Today, we show you a flight with a JetBlue Embraer E190 from Presque Isle to Boston. We were sitting at the ramp setting up the MCDU. Presque Isle does not have a published standard instrument departure, so we can expect radar vectors. In Boston, we will use the RNF Yankee approach for runway 2 to left, the scenic approach along the coastline. Is that the arrival will not take us directly to the RNF approach, so we need to modify the route ourselves. We can preview the route on the plan page. Let's clear it up. Switching through the waypoints only works if you are in waypoint centered mode. And here you can see our arrival. There's a nasty turn around the Lead Sea intersection that needs to be removed. So let's go ahead and delete the waypoints in question here. And also remove the discontinuity. Time. Here we are, proper connection. We skipped the departure and are already en route to Boston. Even though vertical navigation is not engaged for the autopilot in this build, you can easily use the vertical situation display for a proper descent planning. Here we are approaching the top of descent. In the MCDU, you can also see the calculated time and distance to the top of descent. For descending, we use FPA mode to have a perfect 3.0 degrees descent path along the calculated track. vertical situation display also shows you altitude constraints. During your descent, you're going to be asked to activate the approach speed in the MCDU that are pre-calculated depending on fixed values or the green dot speed. In this build, also the HSI got extended to a map mode where you can actually see your route. The autopilot is still in lateral navigation mode and follows the lateral track towards runway 22. Certainly not the best weather today, but it's fun to fly. Welcome to Boston. Please remember, this is an in-development version and not yet ready to release. We will keep you updated.
So a lot of team members are working on this build every day, trying to get it better and better and get it to you guys. This is our plan for the next steps. We have basically two aircrafts, like in the real world, flight testing. We have the FSS 001 and 002. And the first aircraft includes our new custom FMS that you can see here in that video, and includes the new LNAV autopilot as well. And we're gonna kick off, or we actually kicked off the testing already with a very small team, and now we're extending the team. So by the end of July, at least that's our current plan, we start with the first group, with a small group, and gonna extend it one by one. The target is to test the performance, the autopilot behavior, and everything that comes with the custom FMS. So the MCDU, the vertical path planning, the speed, the FMS speed mode, and also, of course, all the drawings on the MFD and PFD. At some point, we're gonna ask our testers, is that version ready to ship to everyone? If they all say yes, we're gonna release it for free to everyone. That's where we have that green phase. I don't exactly know when that will be, but as soon as our testers are confident to ship that out, we're gonna do it. Then, once that's done, we will tackle the FSS 002, which is exactly the same version with one difference, which is when you press the VNAV button on the autopilot, it works. Yes. So the reason why we disabled that at the moment is that we need to fix all the lateral tracking of the autopilot and all the planning and calculation in the MCDU first. Once that's working, we're gonna go for the VNAV autopilot. However, as you can see in the video, we already have the vertical path for you. So on the vertical situation display, you can already see the line where you pick your top of descent, top of climb, etc. And you also have it in your MCDU, including all speed constraints, altitude constraints, etc. So it's just a matter of setting your FPA FPA mode correctly in order to follow it. But I'm sure you're gonna be great in that because you already managed that to do without all the help in the old version. So this one will be way easier. If you want to register for this experimental testing, you can go to our website or scan that QR code. We can't guarantee to put in everyone at the beginning, obviously, because otherwise that would be just too much for us in terms of handling the testing team and the bug reports. But no worries, in the end, everyone will get it for free. That's for sure. Okay, one last thing. Technam. We got some Technam aircraft. If you're not aware, there are like little prop aircrafts, twin prop aircrafts. We have the 2012 and the 2016. I got lucky last year. I went to Mexico to the iFly flight school. They used the P2016, and I was able to fly it and found a lot of new stuff out that you only see and know if you're actually flying that aircraft. So we decided to create new versions of both aircrafts. The 2012 will come in an FS24 native version at some point, maybe this year or maybe early next year. We will use the new EFB from MSFS24, the walk-around feature and everything, so it's going to be a native version. The 2006 will also be a native version, but an even more enhanced, because that one is quite old. I think it's already like 4 years old or something. So it's definitely time to overhaul the 3D. So that's what we're currently doing, adding details, making it more nice and shiny, more new textures, making use of the latest technology. And of course, all the FS24 native features will be included in that one as well. So that's coming at some point. So we have 3 things that you can enjoy with FSS at the moment. We have the 727 series, we have the E-Jets, and the Technam aircrafts are also coming to FS24. There is one thing that we are also working on, because people are constantly asking for it, and yes, there's yet another 727 variant, which is the 100. So I can confirm that we are currently, well, we're not working on it actively because we have the Super 27 to get ready, but the plan is that we're going to tackle the 100 afterwards in a passenger and a freighter version. So that's probably not coming this year, that's for sure, but at some point we will work on that, and then we're done with the 727 fleet at least. So that's it from our side. If you want to test the new E-Jets build or the Super 27, then come to our booth next to the Parallel 42 guys with their amazing Patriot aircraft. So gonna check that out. And then pass by with us and test out our 2 aircrafts. And if you have any questions, I am probably there. So, and also other team members are there. So just pass by, ask questions, let's talk. And I wish you a nice day here. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to FSExpo 2025. My name is Callum from SoFi, and over the next 10 minutes I'm going to show you some really cool announcements. But first, a trailer from my partner.
T-minus 60 seconds, stand down. Airplane's target, forward, power, this time, slowly, is 3, not 4, fuel cells.
that is TerraBuilder's Kennedy Space Center version 2, available right now in the marketplace for 2020 and 2024. Everything you saw in that trailer was recorded in the sim, no special effects added. So if you don't know what we do, we are SoFly and we make cool stuff for all. We make Aircraft Checklist Pro, Weather Preset Pro version 2, our Animal Kingdom, and we've also made recently Hanover Airport, which we updated earlier this week. But we're not here to focus on the past with our 70 plus products. We are here to talk about the future. Every year, Evan always asks me, well, what cool announcements can you bring to FSExpo this year? Well, Evan, I don't have just one announcement, I don't have two, but I have 4 things to talk about with you today in less than 6 minutes. So I have event exclusives, a little bit of an update on Cabin Announcement Pro, and then 2 brand new products to showcase afterwards as well. So let's watch this next trailer.
You know we're about to drop. We're about to drop.
So that is the SoFly physical collection, available starting tomorrow at Flight Sim Expo 2025. Head to the booth 506 to find out more. But before you do, I highly recommend that you join our social club, which you would have been given a little card on the way in, or even from our book. It will give you a $5 show discount, plus a range of other benefits as well. Moving on to my next point of interest for you guys today. A year ago, we announced Cabin Announcement Pro. A little bit prematurely, sorry about that. We did say it was going to come out last year, but unfortunately, the product just kind of grew away from us and we wanted to make something really special. I don't have a release date for you today, but I want to share a brief update with you all. Firstly, I can confirm there is no subscription model associated to Cabin Announcement Pro. Secondly, it's going to cover a worldwide range of airlines all in one pack. And then finally, we're going to have a custom panel that is designed for all platforms and all sims. The release date, Q1 2026 is our next aim, and I promise to be a little bit more forthcoming with information in the future. But more on some products that we are going to release sooner. A new airport. Mentioned Hanover, our biggest airport yet, but we are now going to return to a new airport in the UK. I am from Bristol, so I am very pleased to announce that SoFly will be making Bristol Airport for Microsoft 2020 and 2024, coming Q3 of 2025. I know this is not the right audience for a UK product, but it's a cool airport anyway, and it's my home, so it's fine. And finally, I have one final thing to share with you today. Now, this is a big project that we've been working extremely hard on, and it's not something that we've been doing alone. We've been working collectively with Echo 19, TerraBuilder, who you saw earlier with the Kennedy Space Center trailer, and also Dark Ocean Design, to create an immersive new product for all flight simulators across all platforms. Please take a check of this trailer. Vengance are coming later this summer. It is a custom-built panel designed by Dark Ocean Design, featuring sounds from Echo 19 with a WASM module developed by TerraBuilder, meaning that any aircraft will work and you can customize it to your liking. That is everything from me today. That was a whirlwind of announcements, but please do stop by booth 506 to learn more and also to pick up our physical products. But for now, please enjoy the rest of FSExpo 2025.
Hi, FSExpo. My name is Luke.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's exciting. I'm the founder of Fly with AI, a company you may have not heard of before. I'm meeting a lot of new people here. We make tools and sophisticated products for pilot training and learning using simulators. It's a real pleasure to be here today. I'm a flight instructor myself. I love learning, I love training. I often thought to myself, how great would it be if I could sit next to students that I have, students around the world, next to them in their simulator and make sure they had an amazing learning experience using their simulator. A student pilot is kind of all pilots. A great pilot is a pilot for life. We're constantly learning. But the cockpit makes a challenging classroom. We all know that. It's overwhelming, it's overstimulating. And so, myself, I hope many of you here believe that the simulator can be an amazing tool for learning. It's in this that I made Bernoulli. Bernoulli is a virtual flight instructor that is like replicating a flight instructor into every sim. It's a world-class flight instructor that sits next to you, is able to watch what you're doing in the simulator and teach you something amazing. Bernoulli you interact with using plain language. It's a plugin that goes into the simulator and you're able to speak to it just like a human does. It sits there, it watches everything. Fly with AI makes Bernoulli as unintrusive as possible. It's speaking in plain language, looking at all the physics of the aircraft, and what's more, it's doing a lot of prediction. Just like a great flight instructor, Bernoulli is able to kind of anticipate your next moves and decide what's the next best thing to show you using a bunch of tools, but you can see, here's a few examples of going through a takeoff checklist and making sure that you're doing the takeoff correctly. Giving you warnings when things aren't going right. Great flight instructors give warnings, give a little bit of critique, and then feedback, how to fix that. Great flight instructors meet you at your pace, show you what you're ready for, and then interact with you naturally. And that's what we really aim for with Fly with the AI and Bernoulli. We have curriculums, huge curriculums for being able to use Bernoulli in whatever kind of flight training that you're doing, and I'd like to show you that more today. Bernoulli is able to score you, look at different maneuvers that you're doing, give you recommendations about what maneuvers to do next, and kind of put together a full flight lesson for you. You can see that in the one window here. You can do some sophisticated things like teaching you how to use an FMS of an aircraft you've never been in before. Here's an example of me learning the FMS of an E-Jet for the first time. I'd never been in one. I've taken all the distractions away and I'm just listening to Bernoulli through my headset because it's all natural speaking. But sometimes in the aircraft we get overwhelmed. Helmet fire, I see it with students all the time, so that they are being overwhelmed by all the things that are happening in the aircraft, and it's important that a great instructor is able to take control and give control. So Bernoulli is able to take control of the aircraft and settle things down a little bit, no pausing, done in real time, take control, let you relax, let the helmet fire kind of go away, and then give you control again. And that's really, really cool. So Fly with AI, we've developed this whole ecosystem of learning. For the instructor to be on your level and make sure it's giving you information in real time, we have to create a whole ecosystem around you so that you can interact with Bernoulli in many different ways. One is ground instruction. So we offer ground instruction on our website, which allows you to see actual curriculum. So on a slow flight maneuver, what are you going to do on a slow flight maneuver? You may learn how to enter slow flight, how to maintain altitude, how to deploy flaps. Do that on a classroom level. The simulator plugin itself, that's the biggest thing. Getting into any simulator, we don't do a lot of discrimination between hardware. We like VR, all types of simulators. Practicing written and oral exams, that's an important thing for an instructor to know about where you're at in your process in official flight training. Maybe you know about airport lighting now, and we want to make sure that we talk about airport lighting in your next flight to make sure we reinforce that. The pilot training and logbook, that's a really important one. We work with a lot of flight colleges and research institutions that want to look at the data that comes from a flight simulator when you're doing real training. And so we record all that in a pilot training logbook or a logbook. And in this logbook, we can see scores that have happened. We can see the maneuvers that you've done, what you've done in them. We have a little bit of justification. The coolest thing, a flight instructor, a good flight instructor is available for you after a flight lesson. You text your flight instructor and say, keep talking about this right rudder, but I don't know what you mean by this right rudder on takeoff. So you're able to text your flight instructor. We have that. You go back to your chat history on your phone, and you can speak right back to Bernoulli kind of in that moment that Bernoulli was telling you to add the right rudder. You can also send a flight score to your flight instructor using Talk to an Instructor. So we have instructors in flight schools that a lot of our users like to send their information to their instructor. That's great because now instructors are able to do a ground briefing with you if you show up to school, knowing exactly what you know already, understanding the problems that you're facing in a little bit more of a natural way and faster way. So it's actually improving that flow really well. You're able to look at that yourself too. I believe that the greatest learning moments can definitely be done on simulators, but they're not done easily. A great learning moment is a pilot who's coming into a new airport and they know they want to land on runway 32, and watching somebody struggle to understand what the heading is that they should be joining the downwind on and understanding the reciprocal heading. It's an amazing learning moment when you sit beside a pilot who's learning that, and you see them have to figure out how they're going to subtract 180 from 32 and show them that they can use the HSI to do that. So those amazing learning moments that we focus on with Bernoulli and Fly with AI, because those can be done in simulators, or learning FMS for the first time. Those are amazing, amazing teachable moments, but they require that ecosystem, and they also require some serious tech that we've been making. So Fly with AI makes an AI that it acts like a flight instructor, but it needs a lot of information to do that. We have flexible and rigid training modes, and for FSExpo, we're releasing both of these together in an amazing product I'm just about to show you. The exam and rigid training modes allow us to create actual missions for every pilot. Like I said, a great pilot is a student for life. We can kind of categorize them. You're in pre-flight, or in your PPL, or CPL, or maybe your IFR, you're going for your first job and want to use a simulator to do that. There are some things that need to be rigid and some things that ought to be kind of free-flowing. Free-flowing might be going out to a practice area and getting lost. It's amazing that Bernoulli would be able to work with you through that and say, hey, are we going the right way? I thought we were supposed to see a lake by now. So those moments are really, really cool. So for FSExpo, what we're releasing, and so excited to release, is Fly with AI Pro. It's a new product that includes a guarantee that we're giving for student pilots. The guarantee is showing you that we're so confident in using Fly with AI with your simulator for flight training that we're willing to make a guarantee that it's a one-time purchase, and we're a partner with you until you get your pilot's license. Thank you. I think it's really great. What the guarantee is that we want to make sure that you get your pilot license and whatever check ride you're doing, PPL, CPL, and IFR, we're going to support. So a lot of custom content there. We have to make sure Bernoulli is able to meet you. So understanding the checklists that you're using, the aircraft that you're using, the local area that you're part of. These things are things that we're going to be partners with those who are using Fly with AI Pro to make sure it's able to do that. It's really cool. The list of features would just blow the back of my head off to try and explain it all right now, but you have to come to the booth and try it for yourself. The compatibility, how do you get Fly with AI right now? We're available. We support X-Plane 1 and 2. We're focused on those certified markets, 11 and 12, and Windows PC. I'd love to meet more of the community this weekend to understand where else Fly with AI would really be needed first. I'm here with my whole team. We're a small team. We're nerds. We're engineers. We're passionate about aviation communication. We like most of us here, I hope. But yeah, we absolutely love aviation communication. We support the aviation industry in a couple of different ways. But we're here this weekend to meet you and show you Bernoulli and have you try it for the first time. I hope, like any good introduction, I've just created more questions than answers. And please ask your questions. Please come try Bernoulli for yourself. Bernoulli and Bernoulli Pro is really focused on those trying to get being a great pilot, learning to do things the right way, and being a student for life. And we really stand behind that message. So come say hi. And thank you very much.
It's going to be an aircraft. And today we're going to take this aircraft from Royal Air Force Base in Mildenhall, UK. Royal Air Force Base in Mildenhall in the UK, all the way down to the island of Madeira, where we're going to do some touch and go training before we return back to our home base in Portugal. But before we can get started, we have to first install these airports, so let's launch the country app. Head over to the Discover map, and there we have Madeira Airport, and up there in the UK, Mildenhall. Let's click on that, add it to our cart, and now we have like 2 purchase options available, so we haven't seen that in any other app. Let's watch the app trailer, which explains this in more detail.
Many flight simulation creators have their own shop. Enjoy direct access to top-tier developers like Flightbeam Studios and explore mega hubs around the world. Embrace the excitement of being a Navy pilot with direct purchases from Miltech Simulations. Support these incredible creators by buying direct. Introducing the Contrail desktop app, your one-stop solution for seamless account and purchase management. Connect to your favorite creator shops, manage all your products, and enjoy hassle-free checkouts, all in one place. Experience effortless installations with a click of a button. Discover new places to visit around the world using Contrail's map feature. Have you found something you like? Think of Contrail as a shopping mall. The same product might be priced differently across stores, or even be on sale in one of them. once you select your preferred buying option, Contrail ensures a swift and seamless checkout. And from the checkout to the cockpit in a heartbeat, it's time to fly. Download the Contrail desktop app now and manage your Microsoft Flight Simulator add-ons with ease.
All right, so we're gonna get the, does it come up? No? There we go. We're gonna get Mildenhauer from the Miltech simulation store, our friends at Miltech. We're gonna also save a few bucks because it's on sale there. And next, let's get Madeira from the Control Shop. It is the quality marketplace, so we have an active quality assurance process. We have top-tier developers such as PUBG, Flightbeam Studios, Jetstream, MK Studios, and more. Also, we have a review and rating system and more than 600 products. Also, according to the latest Navigraph survey, we are the fastest growing shop. So now that we have both airports installed, it's time to fire up our simulator. And while it's loading, we are going to do a quick mission briefing. So today's route is going to bring us down the west coast of Europe, roughly 1,400 nautical miles, which is half of the maximum range of our aircraft, down to Madeira, where we're going to fly the EGNO 1 Papa arrival to the RNAV runway 05 approach, and then we're going to do traffic patterns with touch and goes, and we're going to finish off with a low approach to runway 23. So now that our simulator has finished loading, let's get onto the ramp and do a thorough walk around of our aircraft. Any guesses what we will be flying today?
Falcon. Some kind of Falcon.
I heard Falcon. Who knows? Okay, you should know since you will be the pilot flying today, so let's check it out.
Okay, good luck to tell you that. That is a Falcon. That's what I said. Falcon is a big team.
Let's do a quick dive into what this aircraft is capable of. So it has an endurance of 7 hours, which means you can do non-stop transoceanic flights from New York all the way to London in favorable weather. It has a typical cruise speed of Mach 0.76. It's capable of high Mach flight. And for those of you who love nostalgic videos, I can only recommend watching this one, which demonstrates how to bring the aircraft to the edge of its flight envelope. And you'll be surprised how well it does. It has a ceiling of 49,000 feet, and it is capable of short runway operations in high altitude airports. So, now to the most important questions. When? We're aiming for release this year. It's going to be for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and 2024. How much? Not decided yet, but it's going to be priced like fairly. Does it come with custom avionics? The answer is yes. We have the GNS XLS flight management computer. We have the Apollo MX20 multifunction display, the Collins Ethos suite, as well as a Collins custom autopilot. So come by tomorrow, booth 406, to try the aircraft yourself. So it's, yeah, thank you. It's ready for some traffic patterns for sure. Join the Contrail Discord server for updates. Also make sure to stop by the Contrail shop where we're currently running a summer sale. And fun fact for closing, this mission we've flown today is based on true events. The Portuguese Air Force does this in real life. Maybe they don't take off from Mildenhall, but still. All right, thank you for a great mission today.
Thank you very much, Contrail. All right, the astute among you may have noticed that we've been doing live format followed by video, live video. I'm here because we're going to change that up for a little bit. So we're going to have a few video announcements in a row, one a little bit longer, and then we're going to welcome Nikki from Meridian to come up and kick us off before we go into our final break. So, you guys having fun?
Yeah.
All right, we've seen some great stuff, right? All right, turn your attention to the screens right now.
Right now.
Hello Flight Sim Expo 2025. My name is Bader from Next Level Racing. We're excited to introduce our latest cockpit, the officially licensed Flight Simulator MSFS Edition. It features our all-new flight seat, offering unmatched ergonomics and immersion. We've also partnered with two of the most iconic names in aviation, Cessna and Airbus, to bring the most realistic experience home. Cessna, a cornerstone of general aviation, has delivered more than half of all GA aircraft worldwide. With our officially licensed cockpit, we have designed a solution allowing you to mount an array of peripherals and avionics to suit your operation. Airbus, renowned for its pioneering design and efficiency in commercial and military aircraft, continue to set the standard in modern aviation. Based on this philosophy, we are introducing our next generation of flight simulator cockpits, redesigned and reimagined from the ground up. These exciting partnerships with Airbus and Cessna reinforce our commitment to take flight simulation to the next level. At Next Level Racing, we're not just building simulators, we're shaping the future of flight simulation.
Yay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the InnyBuild's FSExpo 2025 stage show in Providence. For those who haven't heard of us before, InnyBuilds is a leading software studio specialized in high-fidelity flight simulation products for both entertainment and commercial sectors. We love making a wide variety of aircraft and creating beautiful airports and landscapes across the globe. We have some exciting things planned for today's show, with a range of product launches and announcements from ourselves as well as our partners. So sit back and enjoy. To kick things off, our first announcement, our official partnership with Echo 19, a new audio partner who will be working with us on a wide range of our upcoming products.
Sound. It's the driving force behind emotion and presence. It can pull you out of an experience, or it can push you deeper. From airliners, private and business aviation, general aviation, warbirds, to military, and everything else in between. Quality audio makes it realistic, but immersive sound makes it unforgettable.
Echo 19 are great partners and are going to make the AnyBuilds audio experience even more immersive. On to our second announcement from the AnyBuilds Scenery and Vehicles team. We return to the Middle East, Marhaba Doha Airport, Doha Landmarks.
Passengers for Qatar Airways Flight 115 to Rome, Fiumicino, please proceed to gate C34 for boarding.
We love making airports from across the globe, and you can be sure to expect some awesome airports lined up for the remainder of 2025. Earlier this year, we launched our flagship, the AnyBuilds A350 airliner. Over the past few months, it's become even more immersive, all coming together for this huge update. Welcome to the AnyBuilds A350 airliner ULR update, now available.
Now available. Really?
When did that happen?
For a few minutes.
Ago.
Yeah.
Is it gonna work?
I think so.
Is it gonna work? I mean, the plane is absolutely beautiful. It don't work.
add something beyond just the ULR variant and a host of complex system features. Introducing the Inibuilds A350 Airliner Cabin Expansion Packs 1 and 2, available now. Last but not least, the official trailer for the Synaptic 220.
Been waiting on this thing for like 4 years.
If you like what you see, come over to booth 401 to try the Synaptic A220 yourself. We look forward to welcoming you to our booth to try our products, enjoy some promotions, or take some exclusive Inibuilds merch. Thank you for watching, and have an awesome show.
Welcome to Airland World. Built using Unreal Engine 5, Airland World is a hyper-realistic 1.1 scale replica of planet Earth, built for creators, players, and explorers. Fly over real mountains, drive through detailed cities, or sail across dynamic coastlines, all powered by cutting-edge AI and satellite data. With built-in Lua scripting, you can create custom vehicles, missions, and gameplay systems in seconds. A custom physics system allows creating realistic vehicle simulation and flight dynamics. Airland World features a creator-friendly marketplace inspired by platforms like Roblox, where you can share, sell, or collaborate on content. From ground to space, Airland World is your canvas for limitless simulation and creativity.
Okay. You know I was going to be fighting zombies at a flight expo. And the junkyard.
Hey everyone. Oh, Jesus, that's loud. Wow, getting back on this stage sure feels like a much longer journey than just a few steps here, but I'll tell you what, last year's FSExpo was a major milestone. A lot of you here came and talked to me, really made a difference, and you know, you guys are the reason why I'm up here today showing you this stuff. So, but let's start talking about the future and not the past. So, if I can get this to work, no? Tech support?
Every time he goes up, he always has problems.
Maybe push it on. Let's try that. There we go. All right. I got it. Oh, all right. Anybody want to hold this? All right, take care of it. It's good. All right, so why am I back up here? Why are we here? So, well, for a number of reasons, but I think the most important reason is don't think my job is done here, and I think that you guys, wait, again? All right, there we go. Because you guys deserve better. If you look at the flight sim hardware industry, then there really hasn't been a lot of development over the last 20 years. The best-selling flight sim stick came out in 2007. The best-selling military stick is a product that I was on the Zeit team developing back in 2008. And with a few exceptions, head tip to WinWing, then I think it's a very, very docile and slow-moving category, and you guys deserve better. So that's what I'm trying to do. But okay. So what is the problem that we're trying to solve here? Well, besides from a very aging and out-of-date assortment of flight sim equipment, then there's a lot of other problems that need to be solved. There's a ton of solutions, but one of the biggest things there really is that when you grow as a flight simmer today, then usually when you start up, you buy a cheap stick, not very good, and then as you grow with your hobbies, have more spending for it, then you put that on the shelf, then you get a more expensive stick, and then a few years later you put that on the shelf, and then you get another more expensive stick. But it's really, first of all, it's a kind of waste of your money not being able to have your system grow with you, but also you end up in a situation where, as an entry-level flight simmer, you get a really crappy flight sim experience. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to build a modular system where your very first flight stick or flight controls is basically on the level that you would be 4 or 5 years later, but by taking out all the extra features that you don't really need as a new simmer, then we can focus on putting quality components into the stick. And then when you then grow and get more advanced, then you can expand on that in a modular fashion so that you can continue to use that high level performance fidelity stick with additional accessories to feed your hobby. Okay. Another thing that I really have been looking at solving is 80% of our tech support calls that was not a faulty product in the past was people that had trouble with configuring their product, configuring access, having it set up right. And so one of our big tasks here is to have all our products completely auto-configured so that when you set up let's say a throttle for a specific aircraft, then the throttle recognizes it and it will configure the simulator to the flight that you're about to set. You don't have to go in, load a profile, you don't have to set up a profile, you don't have to set up the access. Everything's done automatically. So originally, okay, now we went twice. So originally I was planning to show some new stuff here today, but really the stuff, and I don't know how many of you saw it, that we introduced at Flight Sim Weekend has moved a real long way. And so it's barely recognizable to what it was back then. So I think it deserves, a reintroduction here. And one of them, if I may borrow that, is, the Tango Plus throttle. This is one of the configuration, the GA configuration. But, it also comes with both avionics and throttle components for Airbus and for Boeing. And at Flight Sim Weekend, I promise you guys that I will have functional samples at this show, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that. But I can't take all the blame myself. I also have to blame Donnie. Because Donnie came to me, 3 months ago? 3 months ago under our third party, like a small business program to get all these small Etsy vendors and producers, help them create more accessories. And Donnie has a very, very successful shop on Etsy, Flight Sim Factory. But I saw his talent, and I immediately asked if he wanted to be part of the team. And he came with some fantastic ideas that we won't have time to go through today, but I encourage you to come over and talk to us about it. But maybe you want to talk a little bit about some of the things that you brought to the Tango Plus. So, if we can. So here's the standard configuration, the one I'm holding up here. So you can see it has had a lot of development since we introduced it in March. Completely new avionics, engine gauges, new annunciator panels, and a lot more. But what really is, and then all the standard functions, aluminum frame, modules for GA, Boeing aircraft, and the access covers. But I think Donnie's going to talk a little bit about the access covers and what you've done there. Let's split over to the next one. Is that Boeing? That is Boeing, yeah. So you want to talk a little bit about that, Donnie?
Yes, so this is our new Boeing configuration. With the Tango, the detent gate cover, they're all interchangeable. The GA, Airbus, and Boeing, all the components you see, the levers, the avionics panels, and the detent gates, they're all included in the same package. So with just the Tango, there's so many planes you can fly. We wanted to make something unprecedented in modularity and give everyone something they've never had before, they've never seen before. Our Airbus, same thing. We have throttle, flaps, speed brake. Speed brake also has the arm function. Flap has pull to unlock. Airbus thrust levers, they have full reverse range on the thrust travel. And we also have the full avionics panel.
Okay. And maybe you want to make, I don't know if you noticed, but you see those add-on kits that you can buy for different throttles, and usually all of the boats have these little detents that it pops into. But when you look up here, you can see that there's no detents whatsoever. So we actually figured out a way to hide everything inside the throttle. It almost feels like a Nintendo 64 cartridge you pop in, and then it will have all the information and detents hidden underneath. But also, it has a microchip that is recognized by the throttle. And so when you plug it in, it will send information to the PC, and both Microsoft Flight Sim, Aerofly, X-Plane, whatever simulator DCS you're using, if you're flying Airbus on DCS, I don't know. Will recognize it and auto-configure it exactly to the specifications that we set it to. But also, by having a full throttle axis we put on, we can put variable length onto the different axes. So we can very accurately mimic whatever airplane that you're flying. And then, I don't know if you noticed, but here's the Airbus avionics. So a lot has happened with that one since we were in release start. We've added an EFIS panel, we have a full FCU, barrel, and then auto brake functions for pretty much every airport. airplane for Airbus, except for maybe 330, 340, but ish, I would say. And then, last but not least, and we're going to do it really fast. So this is what we showed in Daily Start, which was the new throttle, the new yoke with one panel that we swapped. But after that, we included the EFIS panel on the Airbus FCU autopilot for the throttle. We thought that people that fly Boeing should have the same kind of ability to control it. So we added an EFIS panel to the yoke that can be mounted. And also have single engine, multi-engine ignition. But that way you can, here you got it in your Boeing setup. So you can see on the left, you have your EFIS panel that will be right adjacent to the MCP for Boeing. And on the right side, left side, you will have your lower DI and multifunction panel controls for your avionics for 737. But just like with everything else, we offer support to small businesses, small vendors, and that makes custom modules. So they'll be able to make custom modules for specific aircrafts for this too. And then let's not forget the other features: 50% more travel, 16 times the resolution, Hall fixed sensors, quick release, shaft or yoke handle, auto configuration just like in a throttle, and then the most importantly, ambient light, because who doesn't need that? Last but not least.
All right, sorry, we are out of time.
All right, this is the last thing, X-ray.
I'm sorry, that's gonna be it. So, if you want to see about this X-ray that I don't know what it's gonna be, you have to go find the booth because there's only so much we can fit in this amount of time. So, thank you so much, Nikki. Appreciate you coming back to the show. It's awesome as always. All right, Xbox as well. So, thanks, Nikki. All right, we're about to go into another break here real fast. I want to take this opportunity really fast, though, before we go to break. We kind of said thank you to the guys that are wearing the red shirts and that helped volunteer, but the two guys that put this show on for you, that make all the things happen behind the scenes, Evan and Phil, if you see them on the show floor this weekend, make sure to say thank you. But let's give them a big round of applause right now. And with that, you have 8 minutes to go find another friend. 8 minutes. Make another friend.
So, meine Freunde, ich gehe gerade nochmal raus. Und genau, ich muss ab aufs Klo. Muss euch mitnehmen. Aber das sollte kein Problem sein, denn ich kann ja hier hoffentlich die Kamera ausstellen. So, und den Sound natürlich auch. Ihr müsst ja nicht mitbekommen, wie das hier abläuft. So, alles klar. Also, da bin ich. Akku ist voll, 59%. So, passt auf. Müsst ihr jetzt sagen. Sound mal. So, die Toilette ist auch voll. Ihr müsst jetzt nur noch die Frontkamera sehen. Ich mache mich mal auf den Weg auf die Toilette. Ton ist wieder da, ja. Ich hatte den Ton wieder angemacht, weil ich jetzt auf dem Weg bin, um eine Toilette aufzusuchen. So schaut's aus. Das liegt am WLAN, Leute. Bild flackert, ja, das liegt am WLAN. Sollte gleich behoben sein. Ja, das ist riesig hier, ja. So, mal, ob ich eine nicht so volle Toilette finde. Müdigkeit geht klar. Geht klar. So, ich mache den Ton aus. So, ich bin wieder da. Das war auch mein Erlebnis, Leute, oder? So, ich bewege mich auf schnellsten Wege wieder hoch zur Halle und nehme meinen Platz ein. Ich hoffe, das Bild und der Ton ist wieder da. Erst Hände, was du vorher hochnimmst. Könnte man öfters machen. Was meinst du, Timo? Perfekt. Schön, dass ihr wieder da seid. Ja, das sind halt amerikanische Toiletten, ne? So, ich muss mich mal beeilen. Wir hatten noch 8 Minuten Zeit. Aber, Fliesenstream, achso. Ey, wenn ihr wollt, könnt ihr auch Fliesenstream bei mir zu Hause noch machen, wenn ihr da so Bock drauf habt. Ja, es ist hier wegen dem WLAN manchmal, dass der sich zwischen den verschiedenen Repeatern einmal neu verbindet. So, was ich sagen wollte noch ist, ich kann, wenn ihr schreibt, ich kann leider im Chat nicht antworten. Ich kann alles lesen, also ich kann alles, ja, ich kann alles lesen, wie gesagt.
And there we go, looking to the right. You're getting a good feel for it already. It looks weird. Looking up, looking down.